Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to the United Stand. This is your watch-along for Manchester United against Aston Villa at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup. Manchester United with an opportunity to go through to the next round where Chelsea, Arsenal and Spurs are not there. Is it an opportunity too good to be true? We've got the team news coming for you, which I am finding a little bit funny. I have seen that Speed is at Old Trafford and I mean, he might have more chance of meeting Ronaldo because Ronaldo's not in the squad at all. He's going to have to come back again, isn't he? Ronaldo's not on the bench and he's not in the starting lineup. So I don't know why I gave a little laugh away there. But he might have a better chance of meeting him if Ronaldo's actually there. So, you know, it could all be part of the plan for Speed, who is at Old Trafford tonight. But we wish him luck in his quest for speed. For Ronaldo. He won't have any problem finding himself. Anyway, look, the team is Dubravka, Lindelof, Maguire. Then I can see Malacia and Delo is playing. Okay, so it's not a back three, it's a back five. Yep, okay, that makes sense. Happy with that. Then you've got Fred and McTominay with Bruno and Donny and Rashford. That doesn't add up. And Martial. Okay, yeah, that's fine. And then on the bench, you've got De Gea, Martinez, Shaw, Casemiro, Eriksen, Pellistri, Alanga, Garnacho, Shoretire. So Ronaldo not involved at all, and the rest of the crew is on the bench. No Wan-Bissaka. I mean, I did say this, didn't I? I did say this on the show last night that the absence of Wan-Bissaka tonight could really fuel the speculation that we're going to be buying a right back in January. The fact that he's not involved tonight, he's not even on the bench tonight, is a clear indication that this guy has no future under Erik ten Hag. And if he's got no future under Erik ten Hag, then he's not going to be playing. You know, he's gone in January, and it's as simple as that. So there we go. We're trying to get it up on the screen for you there. You might notice I've got my new hoodie on. It has been available for a while. United Stand, Shopify. We've just released it as a hoodie. Mine came today. It's my new favourite. It's the design. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So there you go. Scooby-Doo's return, says the HPN. I'm going to give you the Villa news in a minute. Why did we deploy Bruno on the right-hand side when he doesn't have anyone to cross the ball to? Hope the formation is flexible, says Mario Franco. My God, these players are going to be absolutely shattered on Sunday, says Simon Pinero. And welcome to the Members Club, Daryl Whittaker. And also, yeah, look, I'm not massively massively bothered about that team news. I don't mind it at all. But, you know, it's... I mean, look, I'm waiting to get it up on the screen for you so I can actually, you know, interact with you a little bit more about it. But if you think about it, Martinez will play on Sunday on the bench. De Gea will play on the Sunday on the bench. Luke Shaw on the bench. Casemiro on the bench. Eriksen on the bench. That's 5. Half our team will be fresh for Sunday. So I'm absolutely fine with that. Ronaldo's not there. That's another one. 6. So that's 6 people who aren't starting tonight, who have had a few days off and are not starting. So I think that's really, really important. So I like the rotation, and I also think that it's a bit of a shame there's no Iqbal on the bench. I mean, I'm a little bit confused as to why Pellestri's on the bench. He seems to be on the bench all the time and then never gets picked. So, yeah, I'm a little bit confused about that. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the side. I think it's a decent side for Manchester United, and it's probably the right sort of side to put out. I'm just trying to get you the Aston Villa team, see how strong they've gone compared to what they did. So there has been some rotation for them. Quite a lot of rotation for them, actually. Olsen in goal instead of Martinez. Ashley Young comes in. Konza, Chambers, Augustinson. So no Digne, no Mings, and no Matty Cash. Midfield of Kamara, Luis and Ramsey is quite strong. And then they've gone McGinn, Watkins and Ings. So they've made quite a few changes themselves for Aston Villa. It's certainly not Aston Villa's strongest side, I think it would be fair to say. So, yeah, quite a few changes there for Aston Villa as well. So it sort of evens it out, really, doesn't it? It evens it out. Mitt says I show speed is at Old Trafford. I think we've mentioned that about 3 times now. Mark, we need I played the game jumper and a Scooby-Doo, says Al Nasser. Hello, Mark from Augusta in America. I love the content, bud. Thank you very much, Daryl. And sorry that it's a bit off topic, but you ever play The Walking Dead? It's an amazing game, says Kyle. I don't know about that. So it's the return of Maguire and Lindelof at centre-back. It's the return of McTominay and Fred, and there it is on your screen for you in all its glory. So now I feel better to be able to actually just have a little bit of a chat about it. So let me just pause it and put it up on the screen, and then we'll talk about the Villa team as well. So that's basically how we're lining up. Now, you know, haters are going to hate. This team is horrible when you deep it, says Cattle. I think it's a bit of a throwback to last season, isn't it? If I'm honest. It's a bit of a throwback to the Ollie days. I mean, Dubravka starting in goal is quite interesting. We've not seen anything of him. That's quite exciting. Delo won't play on Sunday, so had to play tonight, I suppose. Malacia rests Shaw. Maguire and Lindelof rest Martinez. McTominay and Fred rest Casemiro and Eriksen. Donny playing is interesting. I think we are starting to see the stubbornness of Ten Hag, which I like. He will be aware of those people who've been criticising Donny van der Beek, and it's a 3rd start in a row for Donny. So, I mean, what price a good performance from Donny van der Beek tonight? Bruno back into the team, playing off the right probably. Rashford playing off the left, and Martial. So I think that there's potential that front four could really make a difference against a Villa team that's made a change to its goalkeeper, its fullback. I mean, 4 out of the 5 players that played at the weekend are not playing for Villa. So their defence is vulnerable, and our attack is pretty good. So I quite fancy that. The midfield battle will be interesting. Fred and McTominay against Ramsey, Luis and Kamara. We'll have to see how that goes. And then, look, Maguire and Lindelof are used to playing together. Delo's a good player and Malacia's got something to prove. I think we've got the better 11. I think we've got the better 11 and we're at home. So I think we can win this game. Cheers, Mark. You might know me as EI Genesis on Twitch as well, says Parth. Thanks for the amazing content. Hope we dig in and win this game. Thank you very much, Parth. Thanks for your support on here and on Twitch. Do we learn a lot from this game? I think we just got to go and win it. I think the Carabao Cup has to be a tournament where the subs get game time. Now, Dubravka's going to be starting in the Carabao Cup quite clearly. Maguire, it's an opportunity to start. Malacia, it's an opportunity. McFred, it's an opportunity. So these players are on good money. I mean, Harry Maguire's on nearly 200 grand a week. Fred's on 120 grand a week. McTominay, I don't know what he's on. But they're on good money. They're not reserves. They've got to prove themselves and be knocking on the first team door. Come on, Donny, prove the haters wrong, says Daniel. Is right side midfield Bruno's weakest position, says Darren. I mean, look, one thing that's not been mentioned here is that when you look at the bench, there's no Cristiano Ronaldo, there's also no Jadon Sancho, and there is no Anthony, which means they're probably highly unlikely to play against Fulham at the weekend. What illness does Jadon Sancho have that he's out for 2 weeks? I seem to remember that at the end of last season, he had some sort of tonsillitis thing that kept him out for 3 weeks. And now there's another thing keeping him out for 2 weeks. And Jadon Sancho's not even going to the World Cup. So it's a real shame for Sancho because he should be playing in these games. These are his opportunities to get back in the team. Anthony's going to go to the World Cup anyway, but it doesn't look like he's going to play on Sunday either. So we don't really have anyone to play off the right unless you want to play Alanga or Garnacho. But obviously, he wants to start Donny van der Beek. As Daniel just said, it's a defiance from Ten Hag. He wants to start Donny van der Beek. Simon says, I'm really happy to see Donny getting a run of games. I know he hasn't been that good, but I think he just needs a bit of consistency since he left out in the cold for so long. Thank you, Simon, for that. And also, Fernando says, is this symbolic swan song to Ollie Ball with McFred and Magaluf back together? And just ordered the Butcher hoodie, too damn good to pass up on, says Fernando. I actually thought a lot of you might like this when I actually start wearing it. Mine got delivered today. You can get yours, United Stand on Shopify, delivered worldwide. And Jag says, hi Mark, McTominay is on 60 grand a week. Surely for a player like him, that's one of the few wages the board's actually got right. And who wins a trophy first, Spurs or United, says John. I would always back United to win a trophy before Spurs. I mean, part of me would back QPR to win a trophy before Spurs. But in all honesty and seriousness, look, I've got these on. Skibby-doo! I got him on. I knew he'd be starting. I played the game. I knew that Scott McTominay would be playing tonight. And I love the fact that he's Scottish and he's called Scott. So I've got my tartan pyjamas on. I played the game. Yeah, we could do with the McTominay goal tonight to get us going. Yeah, but look, on Donny van der Beek, I think that there are going to be detractors, haters, whatever you want to call them. Let's be more shallow and say people who just don't think he should start. We are running Delo into an early grave. He's not playing at the weekend though, Lee. He's got a whole week and a half off before the World Cup. I would have played Delo tonight because he can't play on Sunday anyway. He's suspended. But with Donny van der Beek, is this not what many people have been asking for anyway? He was never really getting a run in the team under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's now started the last 3 games for United. A big Europa League game, a big Premier League game, and now the Carabao Cup. 3 starts in a row. If he plays badly tonight, he can't ever say, I didn't get a chance. And I think with Erik ten Hag set to sit there for 6 weeks after the Fulham game and assess his squad and make decisions about their long-term future, he's absolutely right to pick Donny van der Beek again so that he can go, I started him in 3 games. Was there any hint that he can be an important player, or is he just never going to do it for United? So I think Ten Hag is probably doing that. And Joshua says, I hope this is the start of a period of fitness for Martial. Wouldn't be surprised if we've seen the last of Ronaldo in a United shirt. Makes me sad, says Joshua Bowwater. Well, it will be interesting to see if Ronaldo is involved on Sunday. I'm pretty sure he will be. I think him not being on the bench is quite interesting. He might be carrying a knock. He's the only player who's not on the bench, who's being rested. Like Martinez is on the bench, Casemiro's on the bench, Eriksen's on the bench, Luke Shaw's on the bench. But Ronaldo's not on the bench at all. So I hope there's no injury there. It might just be a complete night off. You're not playing in the Carabao Cup. Who knows? Maybe that was agreed in the summer. I don't know. What's a fair wage for Fred if he renews, says Jag. I think Fred's an 80 grand a week player. I don't think anything more than that. Hope this start of a period... Yeah, we've done that from Martial. Yeah, it's a big night for Anthony Martial. He's not going to the World Cup, and that's not a surprise. So really, we want to see him looking after himself. This is, pardon the pun, it's make or break for Anthony Martial, isn't it? If he goes and picks up an injury tonight or tomorrow or on Fulham, you've got to start saying that's it. That he's injury prone beyond belief. But look, we'll see. Yusufu Makuku story gaining more substance, says Mike. Well, I spoke about him this morning. I do really like him. And we spoke about that from Simon as well. So what's your thoughts on the team? I'm going to start the stats carousel now so you can take a look at the... there's the Villa team as well for you. As I said, they've made a few changes themselves. The goalkeeper, Olsen, right back, Ashley Young, left back. I think, in fact, only Konza is the only one starting who started in their win against us last Sunday. Midfield, they've got Ramsey playing, very good player. Luis, and then they brought Kamara in. I think Danny Ings is playing with Watkins, and he's also got John McGinn in there who didn't start at the weekend. So I think that Villa team is very competitive from the midfield to the attack, but I think that defence is vulnerable. And I think our attack looks good. So I hope we get a good game. I really do. I hope we get a good game, and I hope we get plenty of goals. And there's a few people with things to prove. I feel that Harry Maguire has got things to prove. Victor Lindelof will want a better game after the weekend. Delo signing off for the World Cup will want a good game. McTominay and Fred, they've got points to prove as well if they want to be part of this squad. Martial coming back from injury. Donny, make or break game potentially. 3 starts in a row. If he plays badly, do you think he'll be involved after the World Cup? Maybe not. Rashford just been picked for England. So look, there's a lot of people with a lot of things to prove out there. It's a disciplinary issue with Ronaldo. Refused to do media duties after Aston Villa when he was the captain, says United 95. Really? Where's this coming from? Awesome says Cristiano is resting for the World Cup. And Jace says, I've been watching since 2018 and I've grown up watching you. I'm having my first kid in May and I'm excited to watch United stand with them. Keep doing what you do, says Jace. Thank you very much. And can I just say, talking about exciting things, congratulations to you there. And all I would say is 7 days and counting, and then there's a big announcement. Remember I said in April that there was a big announcement coming at the end of May in relation to me and the United stand. It got put off because basically plans were put in place that fell through, and it meant the transfer window is always really busy, and I needed to cover it, so I had to hold off what I was going to do. We finally got to a point now with this World Cup break and everything to be able to say that next Thursday you're going to get a big announcement, and it won't get put back this time. This is going to be it, and yes, just watch out for next Thursday. It's the right time to do it, and it will happen this time. Will says, nice hoodie, Mark, suits you, decent price too. Yeah, if you want to get one of these, we do ship them worldwide. I think the link's in the description, or you just go United Stand Shopify. In fact, it's in the chat as well. It's pinned in the live chat, isn't it? I've just seen it. Well done. That's how it should work. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe to the United Stand, bottom right-hand corner. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. Mark OnlyFans announcement. Oh, Alpha, you've ruined it. You bloody ruined it. Oh, I'll just tell you now, it's OnlyFans. No, it's not really. I don't even know what one of those would be. I rather my girlfriend leave me than you leave the United Stand, Mark, says Edgar. And I don't blame him. I've seen his girlfriend. That's a joke. I haven't seen his girlfriend. I have seen his girlfriend. She's gorgeous. No, I'm not joking. Mark, my heart's just dropped. You better not leave, says Will Fox. And well, I am doing every watch along on the World Cup on That's Football. Sorry, not every watch along. We are doing the World Cup on That's Football. And always nervous with Magaluf and McFred on the field. I mean, imagine what Speed's feeling like now. Imagine what he's feeling like now. He's come to Manchester to watch Cristiano Ronaldo. This is why he's always offside. You know, I was his coach on the YouTube All-Stars, giving him advice. He was there giving it all this, and he couldn't understand why I brought him off. And I'm like, you know, you need to conserve your energy. This is why he's always offside. He rushes into things too soon. He should have messaged me and said, do you think it's a good idea to come to Manchester United for the Carabao Cup game to see Ronaldo? And I would have said, it's a huge risk, mate. There's a very big chance he won't start, and it's even worse, he's not even on the bench. Ronaldo may not even be at the game today. So I hope he is, fingers crossed, at the game, because it will give him he's probably got a better chance of meeting him if he's not actually at the game. Maybe he's going to share a box with him, who knows. Yeah, he's not playing today anyway. Don't leave us, says New. Thank you very much. Ronaldo out due to illness. In my opinion, most World Cup going players are protecting themselves now, says Jag. Well, there you go. If he's ill, he probably won't get to do that anyway. Ronaldo's probably at home. Yeah, if he's ill, he won't even be there. Oh, well, you've travelled all the way from America to meet Cristiano Ronaldo. Instead, you're going to meet McTominay. Mark, did you hear the rumours that Arsenal could be going for Martial and Zaha in January? Says Zane. Get out. Mark, you leaving would be like Ronaldo leaving in 09, says Jack. And TUS, I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka would be a better centre-back than right-back, says Michael Hodgkins. I love it when a plan comes together. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. He's joining Barnet. You know, I would read the name then. How is he getting this information? What are your thoughts on Dubravka? Says C. I'm looking forward to watching Dubravka tonight, actually. You know, something a bit different. Mark, we're here for you, says Rude. Thank you very much. That is Rude. But look, if you do watch the United Stand, 8 o'clock show, it's Friday night. I like that Carabao Cup ball. Get me one of them balls. I'm really into footballs at the moment. I'm collecting footballs. So if anyone wants to send me any footballs or something, I want one of those. Get me one of them Carabao Cup footballs. I want one. Here's Harry Maguire. Yeah, I'll look at. I think I'd rather look at this screen. Yeah, but look, I said this last night. I think United will buy a right back in January. 100%. I really, really do. But I said this last night, and look at what's happened. Dalot is out on Sunday. He can't play against Fulham. Wan-Bissaka is fit. Wan-Bissaka is not even on the bench tonight. Wan-Bissaka is gone. Wan-Bissaka is finished at Man United. Now, if he's going, we're buying a right back. So get excited because we know we're buying at least one player in January because Dalot can't even play on Sunday. Now, people might say, well, Wan-Bissaka might start on Sunday. If he was going to start on Sunday, then you would have him involved in the team today. Because he's not played all season and it's a massive game against Fulham. So Wan-Bissaka ain't going to be playing on Sunday, is he? So that means he's going, and then that means that he will therefore end up, we will buy a striker. It's as simple as that. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. My throat's starting to go, you know. I'll tell you what, it's been one thing after another with me over recent weeks. I think I've had COVID twice in 6 months. I've got a big spot on my arse. I keep getting really bad indigestion. Now I'm getting a bit of a sore throat. Oh God, I had a big spot on my neck last week. I'm falling apart. I'm like C-3PO in Empire Strikes Back. I'm all over the place. I could do with a Chewie to climb on. Not like that. I'm not into that. That's bestiality or something, isn't it? It does come with age. It definitely does. Clean your bed sheets, Mark. I love this. I love the chat because they genuinely try to help and start giving you all sorts of advice. Goldbridge has got very injury prone. You know what? The thing is, I never was injury prone. Oh, I tell you what. My daughter plays football, right? She's what? I don't know. This is really bad. I think she's 14, and she'll tell me, like, they go training twice a week, and she'll say such and such didn't train. They've got a hamstring problem. And I went, I didn't even know what a hamstring was till I was 25. Like, I don't know whether it's the same with you. I mean, maybe some of you are 14, 15. Do you get injuries? If you're the same age as me, late 30s, then nobody even bloody knew what injuries were. I used to play 3 times a week, every lunchtime, every playtime. I used to play all the time. I never had an injury, and nobody ever had an injury. The only reason you wouldn't play is if someone broke your leg in a tackle, and then you would have to not play. But they pick up these ankle strains. Oh, pulled a muscle. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Anyway, back to the football. I've done that one from Fernando, says it's a symbolic swan song. And also, why do you call McTominay Scooby-Doo? Also, can you name 3 transfers you want, says Massacre Promotions Official. Scooby-Doo is because somebody taught me if you want to do a Scottish accent, Scooby-Doo is a really good couple of words to use. I'm Jim White from Sky Sports. Not anymore. I'm on TalkSport with Graham Souness. He's played the game. Haven't you, Graham? I've played the game. I have. But Scooby-Doo is a good couple of words. If you want to try and learn a Scottish accent, just go, Scooby-Doo. And that's why I do it. Scooby-Doo. Scott is Scottish. Scooby-Doo. It's as simple as that. There's no depth to my comedy. It's not even comedy. Sacramento says, do you think Unai Emery will go with the same tactics from Sunday, and will United go back to high press with Ronaldo out? Well, I don't think he's picking the same formation as Sunday for a start. So, probably not. Probably not. I've played the game. Martinez. Hold on there, Jim. I've played the game. Shut up. I've played the game. Shut up. Martinez would not get in the Liverpool side. Goldbridge as the football correspondent for the Pat podcast is the crossover we all want, says Daryl Whittaker. Okay. Mark, what's this all about you leaving, says James. Mark, what do you think Pedro is a possible signing? Don't know who that is, Jack. Congratulations on England's 10-wicket win in the semis, says Wakas. England won? Get in! Sit down, India. Is that who we played? Or was it Pakistan? Or is it... Oh, no. It's India in the final, isn't it? Or is it Pakistan? Oh, no, it's just come up on my telly. It's Pakistan against England in the final. That's how interested I am in cricket. I've just found out England won, and they probably won hours ago. But commiserations to... It must have been India then. Commiserations. I'm not going to rub it in because I don't really care. Would you? I do like Test cricket. I'm not really bothered about 2020 cricket. 2020 cricket to me. So Test cricket is over 5 days, isn't it? Like I like Test cricket. 2020 cricket, if I'm honest, it's like a penalty shootout. To football, like a proper football game is 90 minutes, and a proper cricket game is 5 days. Test. 2020 is like a penalty shootout. That's what it feels like to me. It's exciting, but I don't think it really is football or cricket. Would you rather sign a right back or a forward in January, says Simon? Oh, it's a difficult question, that is, Simon. I think we're going to have a good stream tonight. I can sense I'm in a joyful and triumphant mood. Why did you not become a pro, Mark, says YK? Lack of confidence. Yeah, lack of confidence. I can be absolutely honest. I was a good footballer. I still am. 2-footed. But yeah, lack of confidence, definitely. Didn't really have the right people around me and didn't really believe in myself. Bloody do now. I'm making up for him now. I'm the bloody best. Was excited the whole day about the match day. Then I saw McFred in the starting 11, says Waleed. I'm looking forward to it. Would I rather get a right back or a striker? What would you rather get? I would rather get... I mean, look, somebody said it before. Delo is being run into the ground. We do need a right back. But then a striker's always more glamorous, isn't it? Mark, help settle my anxiety. Is the announcement next week good news, says Jack. It's bloody good news for me. It's good news for me. So if it makes me happy, that's all that matters. Joshua says, do you watch I'm a Celebrity? And would you do it? If Hancock's famous enough, so are you. Joshua, I have been approached to do that sort of thing in the past. And without being arrogant, I would rather crap in my hands and clap close to my face. In fact, I'd rather you crap in my hands, Joshua, and then clap close to my face. Because it's just demeaning. It's demeaning. They're all begs. They're all desperate. Like, I think it's had its day. I'm a Celebrity. I'm a Big Brother. Celebrity Master Chef. You know, all that crap. I think it's had its day. And my wife had it on the other day. And I looked at it. And Matt Hancock and Boy George were the only two I knew who they were. Oh, and there was a rugby player I knew. I'm like, they're not... You're not... They should get them done under the Trades Description Act. I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. Define celebrity then. I disagree. And they're also bloody desperate for a career. They all want to be the I mean, no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. I'll be on it next year now. It would have to be life-changing money. You know, we're talking at least 10 grand. I think Van der Beek has more to prove to his teammates more than the manager. I don't think these players trust him, says Josh. Sacramento, welcome to the Members Club. With all the teams going out yesterday, I'd rather focus on this over the Europa League. Thoughts? I think it's our best chance of a trophy this season, says Sean Turner. Sup, Mark. Phil Jones has a market value of 2 million on transfer market. Make that make sense. I'm worth more than Phil Jones, Rory. Like, I am worth more than Phil Jones. You know why I'm worth more? Because I'm fit. And I'm not talking about people fancying me. I mean, that's just standard. But I'm talking about football fit. I could actually do a job Phil Jones can't. So I'm worth more than Phil Jones. If you've got a Ferrari on your drive and there's no bloody engine in it, what's worth more? A Reliant Robin or the Ferrari if you want to get to work? The Reliant Robin. So, you know what? He's worth nothing. Mark, does the announcement have anything to do with That's Football, says Simon. Can I just say about the announcement, it will be next Thursday, but if you're a member, you will get a spoiler clip on the members at probably Wednesday or Tuesday, because we are filming something for this because it's big, and we're going to do a little bit of a member thing on that. Adam mentioned something about the channel becoming even more interactive in the near future. Is that connected to your announcement? No, that's just Adam getting the sack for an iPad. It was Adam or an iPad, and we went with the iPad and we stand by it, which is interactive. And he's just bitter. Mario, welcome to them. Mario's been a member for 5 months. We're having a good show tonight. I like these Carabao Cup streams. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner to do that. Welcome everybody who's watching. Make sure you subscribe. United should buy Dallas from Solihull Moors. You should be watching. The highlights are on That's Football. You need to get involved in the Goldbridge Ball Football Manager. I'm managing Solihull Moors in the National League. I'm playing high press, vertical tiki-taka football 4-4-2. I've just broken the Vanarama goal record. 7-3 away from home. We did lose to Gateshead today. I'm gutted about that, but it's going really well. You need to get involved in that. Highlights are on That's Football, and it's 3:00 every afternoon on Twitch. You'll learn something about management. I am brilliant. Century Cup completed. What's that all about? Reese and Mackenzie, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. 5 months, Papa Green's been a member. Century Cup completed. Glazers out. Carabao Cup out. Top 4 in, says Utrecht. Destiny is all. Raz says, Burnley versus Blackburn on Sunday. It's a fierce derby. We'll be doing a watch-along on That's Football. Raz, I would put Burnley versus Blackburn again with you crapping in my hands and me clapping in front of my face. No, I'm not doing Burnley versus Blackburn. Watch-alongs this weekend for me are Man United Fulham on Sunday and Newcastle Chelsea at 5:30 on Saturday. AJ says, can you check Speed's tweet? He's been shown. I'll reply. I've sent him a reply, whatever that helps. Okay, you've started something amazing with Football Manager, says NQ. It is amazing, and it really does show you that Goldbridge ball could work in real life. I tell you, the job offers are fantastic. Don't you just love this? I mean, I don't mind if you buy one for yourself. You can do. United Stand, Shopify, we do ship worldwide. I just love the design. It's just like, it's a bit like the Last Dance one. When we get it right, we get it right. And you can wear that and non-football people will go, what's that all about? It's amazing. And then you've got them. You're walking along or you're at a family function and your gran says, what's that all about? You go, sit down. Oh, you're already sat down. You've got a bad hip. Let me tell you what it's all about. His name is Lisandro Martinez. He's the butcher. That's why you've got that there. He's from Argentina, and there's nothing she can do because she's asked the question. And now she's going to have to sit down with a bad hip and listen to you tell her for 10 minutes how good Lisandro Martinez is. And while you're doing it, you're getting goosebumps about how good he is. It's a conversation magnet. There you go. Hi Mark, love the videos. Just asking my mate, when will you next be doing United Stand career, mate? Love the Football Manager career, United Stand. I'll be back after the World Cup, mate. So I finished season 3 on United Stand career mode. I knew the World Cup was coming up, and there's loads of games that kick off at 3 o'clock. So yeah, I won't be able to do it. So basically, that's why I started it. Have you played the game? No, I'm not going to read that, Harold. Cat smells like onions. That's probably disgusting. Don't know about that. Gutted for Sancho. Thought he would be player of the season. Don't know what the thing is. Don't know what the thing is. Apparently the subscribe button is bottom left now. You what? No, it's not. It's bottom right. It's always been bottom right. Yo talking out your ass. What do you think of the team? Dominic, the team to me is right. My priority is to win this game, but my bigger priority is to get 3 points against Fulham. We've had a setback against Aston Villa. That cannot turn into anything bigger. And I think that we need to get that 3 points on Sunday. And the best way of doing that is resting a lot of our players. Straight out of Cloyne, member for 18 months. Thank you. That hoodie description was the most partious thing I've ever heard. And I'm here for every second of it, says Isaac. And also, thank you very much for that. Bottom right, not bottom left. Bottom right. Bottom right. It doesn't matter. Just look in the bottom right and click subscribe. Easy work. Easy work. We're very close to kickoff. We're having a great time here. We're having a super smashing time, aren't we? That's what it's all about. Score prediction, Mark, says Blair. You know what? I think we'll win. And I think we will win because that's my prediction. I'm just trying to figure out something here. Why is the graphic thing not... Why is that not moving round? It should be moving round. That's better. It seems to get stuck there for a minute. Technology, eh? Technology. What's it all about? Do you have a buyback clause on Andres Pereira, says Ramario? No, he can play at the weekend. And Donny is useless. Don't need to hear anything about that. Yad. Not interested in that sort of crap. I hope Donny van der Beek has a great game today. I'm sure he can do. I'm getting a bit of a sore throat. What is Goldbridge ball, says Karim? The people in the chat will explain to you the principles of Goldbridge ball. But basically, it is a principle that is mine, which is that football should be played on the ground. It should be played at pace. And it should be based around the principle of passing the ball forward and finding space and moving. And football is a very simple game. And when you haven't got the ball, you've got to be aggressive to win that ball back. I want players to express themselves, have confidence on the ball. Funnily enough, there's many Spanish sides do this. Who are United's penalty takers if the game goes to penalty? Yeah, straight to penalties, Daz. Good point. I predicted a draw, by the way. I predicted a draw and then penalties for tonight. We might get a penalty shootout. Really random question, but what's your favourite ever United kit? I've been meaning to ask you for this for ages, says Matty. Well, if you watched the football fill-in with Ben Foster on Monday, you would know that is my favourite kit. It's the 93 away kit. royal blue with black paint splatterings on it. Do you care if we exit and miss the FA Cup? Squad isn't good enough to challenge, says Lee. I feel that Sparky Mark, what's the date for the charity live show? Week on Saturday is our charity stream, Rory. Well remembered. Did you see my super chat? It's about the Glazers, says Caleb. But yeah, I think we mentioned it. Can you make me smile? I've had a bad day today, says Ella. Give me a few minutes. I'll think of something. All right, Mark. Love the videos. Who do you think will play right back on Sunday because Delo is out? And do you think Ronaldo comes back in on Sunday too? Says Brandon. Apparently Ronaldo's ill. So yeah, I don't know I don't know the full SP on that, but who do I think will play at right back on Sunday? I think there's two options. Well, there's three, and the third option won't be used. I think it'll either be Malacia at right back. I think it'll either be Lindelof at right back and Maguire plays at centre back, or he'll play Wan-Bissaka. But it'll be either Lindelof at right back or Malacia at right back. That's what will happen, because the Wan-Bissaka option is a little bit like when you open the fridge and you're thirsty and you've got a Coca-Cola, a lemonade, or the tap is dripping outside and it's boiling hot and it's warm water. That's the Wan-Bissaka option. You're going to go for the fridge options, aren't you? They are own... what was I looking at here? That's not what I want to look at. I want to look at this. I want to see if we've got some updates from Erik ten Hag. Peter Schmeichel says that Harry Maguire is born to play for Manchester United. Oh, my God. Peter Schmeichel says Harry Maguire is born to play for Manchester United. You know what? I love Peter Schmeichel. I know he upset a lot of people because he played for Man City and stuff. Love your videos, Mark. Greetings from Austria. But I killed a squirrel in Lee Sharp's attic in 1996, says Eshy. What were you doing in his attic? Now is an opportunity to let's get them out soon, says Caleb. I love Peter Schmeichel. He's a legend of Manchester United, but he played for Man City. And I just think you can be an ambassador for Manchester United and not live up their arse. Like, just because you're an ambassador for Manchester United, Harry Maguire was born to play for Manchester United. You know you're talking out your arse. There's no player in that team that's born to play for Manchester United because they've not won anything for Man United yet. If you're born to play for Man United, it means you're going to win something. Now, maybe Casemiro, maybe Martinez, maybe a few others, but let's not overhype people. De Gea's just hugging Dubravka here. It's his chance to play. For the charity show, you should shave your head and dress as Erik ten Hag, says Rory. Nope. And Mark, I think we need to stop buying players who've already reached their pot for 80, 120 million. I think we should buy young. I was saying this morning, Joey. I completely and utterly agree with you. I think you made a great point. Jace says, I'm from America, so I don't know anything about this, but what is Yorkshire pudding? I looked it up and it looked delicious, but what's in it, says Jace. So a Yorkshire pudding, basically, I'm very good at making Yorkshire puddings. A Yorkshire pudding is egg, water, and... No, not water. Egg, milk. Oh, no, that's like scrambled egg. It's definitely got flour in it. It's definitely got egg in it. And yeah, basically you make a batter. And then you have these like little Yorkshire pudding trays that have got like 8 holes in them. You put oil in the bottom, you put it in the oven for about 20 minutes. You take the oil out when it's hot, you pour the batter in, put it straight back into the oven, and they rise up into these puddings, which we normally have with beef, but you can make them and then put chilli in and stuff like that. They're very nice. If you do them like me, they're brilliant. Joel says, I've recorded all player ratings that you, the community, have and Luckhurst have done this season. The averages make interesting reading. Ten Hag sitting below a 6 from the community at the moment, says Joel. Ryan, thank you very much. I'd tell you what, I'd like to see those averages, Joel, because I think Luckhurst is it's flour, salt, eggs, and milk. I was right, David. I was right. Yorkshire puddings are fantastic. Yeah, they're one of the best things to come out of Yorkshire. They're definitely better than Calvin Phillips, who shouldn't be going to the World Cup. I'd rather take a Yorkshire pudding out of Yorkshire to go to the World Cup than Calvin Phillips. I mean, did you see the stats of Calvin Phillips? He's only played about 20 minutes this season. I know a lot of people like to watch you play career mode, but have you ever thought about doing Ultimate Team? I'm sure a lot of people would watch it. So it's definitely a person and not a dog. I'm thinking about it. Joshua Desire, member for 12 months. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm hoping Donny van der Beek has a good game tonight. I really do hope he does. Yep. Please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. Mrs. wants to know why you're talking about Yorkshire puddings. Oh, she's interested now, Robert. She's interested now. When we're talking about Harry Kane or the back line or Harry Maguire, she's not. I bet she walks through the room and doesn't even notice. You start talking about Yorkshire puddings and suddenly the women are interested. Why are we talking about Yorkshire puddings? My wife hates it that I can make better Yorkshire puddings than her. I think this is some unwritten thing with other halves that why are you talking about Yorkshire puddings for? What are you talking about them for? Because we bloody like them and we've learned how to make them. And the secret's now out there. And I'm going to do it. In fact, cooking with Goldbridge Yorkshire puddings reminds me, and I'll do it. This is now something that the world needs to know. And I'm going to... My roasties are rubbish, Adam. I'm rubbish at roasties, but my Yorkshire puddings are very, very, very good. Okay. Hi, Mark. Not to start anything, but do you think the players being ill is an excuse with Ronaldo because he's not involved in the prep for the World Cup, says Jason? Well, I would hope that Ronaldo is back for Sunday. Mrs. said Kane posters have been thrown out, says Robert McCormack. Eric Ten Hag seems to think Bruno can play wide like Tadic, says Tyler. I don't think Bruno will like that. I think Sancho's dip in form is directly connected to Martial's absence up front. Remember when Sancho was mint pre-season, says Craig. Good point. You made a good point there. Give yourself a clap. Yorkshire pudding, peas and gravy, says Bleach Guy. Thank you very much. So what are we going for in this game? What are your thoughts on it? How do you think it's going to pan out? I'm going to go with a draw and then penalties, which would be quite exciting, I suppose. My missus wants to try your Yorkshire pudding, says Paul. That's not... Yeah, anyway, move on. Donny, better start. Take it. Somebody asked me if you wanted to... go out of this tournament. I will revert to what I've said before. We cannot win the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the Europa League, and to get top four. So going for all four things is ridiculous. We haven't got the squad for it. However, you can't just get yourself knocked out of the Carabao Cup yet. We play the Carabao Cup tonight and then we've got 6 weeks off. So what we should do is win tonight and then reassess in January, because if we get knocked out of the Carabao Cup, you can't win it. But if Barcelona's knock us out of the Europa League, we can't win that. And you might think it might be quite nice to still be in the Europa League then. So I wouldn't actually make a decision on it yet. I would be looking to win tonight and then reassess it a little bit later on in the season. Yeah, that's what I would look to do. Thanks to everyone who's done the super chats, by the way. I appreciate that. You can do that through the $ if you want, and if you become a member. Mark, can you imagine hearing in 2017 that we'd have Varane, Casemiro and Ronaldo and not be top four, says Jake? I suppose the first thing you would look at is their age. Ryan, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. Just been talking about that. I'm definitely going to make Yorkshire puddings, and ain't nobody going to stop me. I'm definitely going to make Yorkshire puddings. In fact, I need to write that down. A good idea is a good idea. Yorkshire puddings. This is going to be one of my best. This is going to be my comeback cooking with Goldbridge. If you check out my Instagram, you can see my new kitchen I'm going to use as well. It's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely great. We are 13 minutes away from the start of this match. And Donny has 32 goals and 29 assists in 116 games with Ajax under Ten Hag. Great stats. Let's hope he can find his confidence and get his swagger back, says Rory C. Mark, should Ronaldo leave Manchester United, says Da Vinci? At the end of the day, I've said this before, so I'll say it again. At the end of the day, Manchester United will buy a right back in January. I'm convinced that Man United will buy a right back in January. Now, if Ronaldo's going to go in January, we'll get a striker as well. I can see United getting 2 players in January. I certainly think we'll get 1. But it depends whether Ronaldo can find the move in January. If he can find the move in January, then I think he will go, and then we will buy a striker. I haven't stopped dancing yet. I've just realised I've only shown you once, so I'm going to show you again. Valverde's a good signing in the summer, says Krista. Fantastic show as always. Best regards from Norway. Thank you very much, Krista. I'm just having a stretch in my pyjamas, my tartan pyjamas. I'm wearing them from McTominay. Scooby-Doo. He's going to score tonight. He's got to score at some point when I'm wearing my tartan pyjamas. He's got to do it. You've got to do it at some point. What do you think about the United Stand impact on the football community on YouTube, Mark, says Duma. Well, what do you think about the United Stand impact on the YouTube community? I was having this conversation with somebody today you know, there's some really good content creators out there who I think have taken what we've done and tried to make a twist on it. You know, I think some of them are quite good. I think some of them are quite personable as well. It's, you know, you watch what they're doing and they make you feel like you're the only person watching the stream, which, to be honest, is probably about right, judging by their viewing figures compared to ours. But no, look, you know, it's very, very clear to me that this community is the best. And, you know, nobody wanted to do watch-alongs and now everybody does them. And I think that's down to the success of you and I and everybody involved. So, you know, let them do it. Let them get involved. I'm not fussed. Aston Villa are going to win 2-1, says Nikita. And Scotty, no need for that. It was a joke. Have you never heard that joke before? Like, it's a well-trodden joke. If you don't like hot humour, and I didn't name who I'm talking about either, and I said they were quite good, so it could have been one of about 50 people who do watch-alongs now, because it feels like everybody does them. Hi Mark, what do you think of the Eagles ban, says Adam, and opinions on the England squad, Mark. I've done a video on That's Football. I've calmed down now, but if you want to watch it, watch it. Mark, what realistic January right back and striker would you have? Going to do a video next week, Tommy T. Going to get really into all the transfer stuff. Got some good content for you next week. Mark, how about hosting a member on a watch-along once they hit 36 months? You know what? I was thinking about member over in this country, Yashpal. I know you're in South Africa. That can mean something. Hosting a member could mean something very different to what you mean. Would love to have a cyber pint with you. Cheers. Thank you, Yashpal. Gary, welcome to the members club. Thank you very much. The World Cup will be great for Ronaldo to clear his head and get him back in form. It's the stress of the World Cup and things that I know that's on his mind, says Jaden. Hello, Mark. Hope you're doing well, says Bama. Thank you very much, Bama. Hope you're doing well. Legend of the chat. He's gifted out memberships. He's a legend. Bigger legend than Zayn, actually, who's gone very, very quiet these days. Arrogant, some would say. Are you leaving the United Stand, says Da Vinci. And hashtag Jokebridge, says Ethan Johnson. Some people just don't get my humour. I think some people, they don't have the sarcastic part in their brain, so they don't get sarcasm. But you know what? It is what it is. Ask about Twan Sebi, injured. Brandon Williams, injured. Phil Jones, injured. 3 players who haven't kicked a ball for us, and it's mid-November. We are carrying injuries, aren't we? We are carrying injuries. Big time. You should sell similar pyjama bottoms on your shop. They're very comfy and almost United colours, says Roy. I don't even know where I got these pyjamas from. In fact, I nearly stood up and pulled them down to have a look at the label between my legs. That would be me cancelled. You know, imagine that. Cancelled for getting his member out to tell everybody what brand of pyjamas he's got. What a horrible way to go. If I was going to get cancelled, I would not want to get cancelled for that. Mark, how many people are working on the channel, says JP. None of your bloody business, you nosy sod. First you want me to pull my trousers. No, I'm joking. I really hope Ronaldo stays. Legend, says Joseph. And welcome to the Members Club, Jason. Is it Nanny, says Caleb. Thank you very much for the super chats there. How about them Cowboys, Mark? This is our year, says Bram. I'm nervous about the Football Manager stream tomorrow. They've just put speed up on the telly on Sky. That'll make him feel a lot happier. Influencer. Bloody hell. He is hotter than the sun, isn't he, at the moment? He's absolutely huge. He's absolutely huge. I met the guy next to him is his camera guy. He goes around everywhere with him. And really nice guy. He was at the YouTube All Stars game. Just follows him around with the camera. Like he, you know, those people need the shout out. People behind the scenes. We've got loads of people on the United Stand as well. You can't do everything without everybody's help as well. But he is hotter than the sun. I mean, I was sat next to him on the bus to the YouTube All Stars game, and I was like, "What's the long game here?" And he says, "What do you mean?" I said, "Because you're burning so bright how do you keep burning that bright for so long? And best of luck to him, really. But yeah, amazing, absolutely amazing. If I went to Old Trafford, imagine if they did that for me. Fucking hell. They'd put Mark Goldbridge. It wouldn't say influencer. It would say Pratt underneath it. But, yeah. All right, Mark. What do you think of Ronaldo not playing as well as he did for Madrid and Juventus? And why do you think that is, says Ben. Might be something to do with the fact that at Real Madrid he was in his prime. And at Juventus it was an easier league. And he's playing in the Premier League at 37. You have to trust the process. London is red, by the way, says Rag. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the game. You're not a loudmouth American. Brits love that, says Payne. Goldbridge, says Werner. I tell you what, I was watching Speed earlier on and he was walking through Manchester. It was unbelievable. It was like the Beatles. It's like the Beatles were walking around Liverpool, which wouldn't happen now because 3 of them are dead and Paul McCartney is about 90. But in their prime, it's just crazy. It's crazy. It's amazing what people find popular. And what I mean by that is I've spent time with him, sat on the bus, in the dressing room with all the other lads. Just a normal lad and huge. I hope he can keep his feet on the ground because he definitely can't stay on side. But lovely lad. Ringo's not dead either. Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, he's not dead. Ringo's still alive. I'm happy now. I just realised Ringo Starr's still alive. Thomas the Tank Engine rolled into town. No one talks about how his son died. He played well before. It's obviously affected him, says Carlos. How do you think England will do in the World Cup? I've got mixed feelings. When the World Cup bubble blows up, I'm going to be in that World Cup bubble watching it and enjoying it. But I'm massively cynical about the World Cup, as I think many people are. I think Southgate's useless. Ruben, welcome to the Members Club. So who works for US that we don't see on camera, says Irina. What, do you want their postcode and their address? I don't think they'll be very happy. Well, there's... No, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, players are in the tunnel. Obviously, Harry Maguire is back captain tonight. He's having a chat with Dubravka. He's on the right side of the tunnel. Always a good start. I never really got to tell you what Erik ten Hag said, did I? So he basically said, on Ronaldo, illness, unavailable. Will he be fit to face Fulham? Difficult to say how he recovers. So that's where we are with that. We have to give everything more than the weekend. Erik ten Hag on Anthony Martial. He's ready to start. Of course, we're happy with it. He's back, but he needs game practice. It's clear. He starts the game. We'll see how far he can go. On Dubravka, he's experienced. He's played many games in the Premier League, and for his national team, he will be composed and would lead the back four. Jadon Sancho ill. Cristiano ill. Anthony injured. So Ronaldo potentially out of that Fulham game. We'll probably get more in the press conference tomorrow. But look, this is a bit of a free hit, isn't it? You know, hopefully we can win. Let me just do that. So there's the team. Delo, Lindelof, Maguire, Malacia as the back four. Dubravka in goal. McTominay and Fred back united in that midfield. Donny, Bruno and Rashford. And then Martial through the middle. So interested to see how we do. But I'm sure we will be absolutely fine. Absolutely fine. Why is that done that? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Players have a bit of a handshake. Lovely stuff. And we're good to go. Yeah, World Cup's going to be very interesting, isn't it? A few super chats to catch up on. No way Ronaldo's risking injury against Fulham, says Ash G. I didn't want to say that, but we'll see. Did you see Villa's new crest logo for next season? I like it, says Carson. Not seen it yet. Fun fact, Ronaldo hasn't played well the first half of the season since he left Madrid. If he stays in January, he'll be a contender for top scorer, says Noah. Mark, have you seen the Nkunku update from Fabrizio? Always thought he would suit Ten Hag's system, says Simon. No, I've not seen it. Can you let us know? You ever get asked for photos or autographs? Celebrity Bridge, as an aside, saw Adam on Sky Sports News earlier. Always get asked for photos. That's the most common thing I get asked for, Rory. Although somebody did go past me on a bike the other day, and they were quite rude. And I did say to them as they went past, if you're gonna say stuff like that to people, you need to get a bit fitter, mate. Because if I wanted to, I could easily jog and push you off your bike. You're not as quick as you think you are. And then I added some things about basically mass and movement, and basically to go forth and prosper. Anyone else not like looking at Unai Emery? He's like a vampire, says Luke. I've never looked at it like that. A massive thank you to everyone who tunes in every night, says Smutty, who's one of our members. Big shout out to Smutty and the mods. They do a great job. When's the match? It's about to start. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. I obviously want to win tonight. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can do. I played the game. I played the game for Liverpool. There's nothing I can't do. I played the game. I managed Newcastle and Galatasaray. No, that didn't work. Sometimes you've got to cut your losses. Oh, how the time flies. Here's to the next 44 months, says Billy. 44 months Billy's been a member. What an absolute legend. We're only 200 subscribers away from 527,000, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. A lot of people have said what's going to happen to the United stand when the World Cup's on. What's not going to happen? What's not going to happen? This could go to penalties, yeah. Lots is going to happen because we've got a big announcement on Thursday, which is going to cause a lot of fallout for a few days. So that will take up at least a week of the World Cup, and then there's loads of transfer stuff that's happening around Manchester United. To be honest with you, yeah. Ethan says Martial's out. He's done nothing for 7 years. Minute silence is Jonathan, and member for 35 months is Bujuba. Yeah, sorry, there is a minute silence actually. I felt a lot longer than a minute. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the TV screen, so I didn't know it started there. And I know a lot of you like to do your minute silence when it's for things, so apologies for the delay on that one. Hi, Mark. Oh, God, I've lost the chat now. Come back. Baby, come back. Come back. Yes, with me colour TV and me CD collection of Bob Marley. You can't beat a bit of patter banter. Right, let me just get this timer ready to go. Donny's ready to kick it off, and then I'll just do your super chats. Let me go. So I'm going to go 1-1 and penalties. And Donny starts the game. There we go. Time is working. Rag says, hi, Ragaf, sorry. Hi, Mark. Thoughts on my club Arsenal so far? I feel like we need to sign some mid-attacking players. I think you saw with Arsenal last night, the problem is that you don't have a lot of depth, but you're absolutely tearing it up at the moment. I don't think anyone can say anything too bad about Arsenal. Ten Hag will have the boys fired up. I expect a quick lead and there will be some revenge today. Love from the Netherlands, says Frank. And that hoodie is awesome. Is there something like that for Casemiro? If not, when? Says Curtis. Yeah, we can't release all our ideas at the same time. So this is the latest design we've got out at the moment. We do ship worldwide. You can get it off United Stand Shopify. But yeah, we do release designs differently at different times. It is a very good design. It's my new favourite, really. I mean, I've always liked the Last Dance one, or I can't remember what it is now. Minute of silence for Wan-Bissaka career. A bit dramatic for me. I'm sure the lad will go on to have a good career. It is over for him. Man United just passing it back around at the back at the moment. Villa obviously playing with two up front. I think Unai Emery's played a very clever system here, by the way, today. He's going to put Ings and Watkins against Maguire and Lindelof and go two for two. Now, they won't like that at all. They will hate that, Maguire and Lindelof. So I think it's quite interesting that he's looking to, stick two players on our two centre-backs. And obviously it's a new goalkeeper as well. So it's going to be very interesting. Fia says, why don't you wear a poppy? I've never bought one. Like Seb had the... they do it at his school. I always contribute to it, but I just never wear one. It's not for any reason. It's always been a part of my life, Remembrance Sunday. I went to a Church of England school when I was a kid. So, I've never worn one. And it's not... absolutely nothing. There's no reason for not doing it. I know he's injury prone lately, but I've always said Martial playing as a false nine for us would be a good player. Well, we've got to get the ball forward here, Corpse. Got to get the ball forward, haven't we? But very interesting statistical analysis is Ings and Watkins are playing right on Maguire and Lindelof, which will make it very difficult for us to pass out from the back. And we are struggling to pass out from the back at the moment. So Unai Emery, in this first minute or so, has played a blinder here with the way he is looking to occupy our ability to play out from the back. He's obviously observed what we've been doing. Hi, Mark. I'm recovering from ACL surgery. Your videos help me get through the day. Keep up the great work, says Tyler. If you're struggling to sleep at night, Tyler, get on the Mark Goldbridge channel. I was watching it the other day because I'm a massive big head. And there's so many good stuff on there. Driving with Goldbridge, cooking with Goldbridge. It passes the time. Basically, Fabrizio said it's one step before Nkunku's here we go to Chelsea announcement. Yeah, I agree with that, Simon. Barmer's just gifted 20 United Stand memberships. Legend of the chat. I've seen Wilfred got one there. Well done. Nice ball over the top here. And both centre-backs for Villa go for it. And then keeper gets hold of it. So, 3 minutes gone here. Obviously, lots of changes for both sides, but very interested that I think Unai Emery has probably targeted our centre-backs and our midfield and basically is trying to play very narrow and depriving us of the ability to play through from the back, which we do a lot. We like to have the ball and play around the back a lot, don't we? Maguire on the right so he can play against Fulham, says United 95. Yep. And Mark, what would you prefer? 5th in the FA Cup or 4th and no trophy? Says Daniel. What would you prefer? 5th in the FA Cup or 4th and no trophy? 4th. Very good comment from United 95. Maguire playing on the right, which means he's probably going to play against Fulham. Very, very good observation there. I'll write that down for the match reaction. Mag right and Ronaldo illness. Yeah, I think this will be a tight game. I've gone 1-1. I usually listen to Mark's commentary when I'm watching a game. He is a lot more entertaining, says Mark. And a lot more educated as well. A lot less bias as well. Yeah. Maguire, Lindelof and McFred. I don't know about that, says Arian. Yeah, but the positive is Martinez gets a rest. Casemiro, Ericsson get a rest. If we'd played all those players tonight, Fulham are rubbing their hands together. Hi, Mark. What's one signing Man United didn't make that you wish we did, says Konzi. Off the top of my head, Ronaldinho always stands out because we were very close to getting Ronaldinho. And he's also one of my favourite players. So whether he's the one that got away or not, we were very, very close to getting him. Nice pass by Maguire through the lines there. Yeah, we were very close to getting him. So, Ronaldinho would have been interesting. Here's Rashford down the right, left-hand side, but Jacob Ramsey tackles him. Jacob Ramsey could have gone to the bloody World Cup, considering Conor Gallagher's gone. I like Conor Gallagher, but I was very surprised he got called up for the World Cup. Jay says Maguire's on fire. What, literally? Call the fire brigade then. 5 minutes gone. Quite an equal game. Yeah, it'd be interesting, this game. Somebody said it before the game. It really has a feel of Ollie to it. And I suppose it's that whole Magaluf and McFred is the thing, isn't it? I really like Jacob Ramsey, says Simon. I do. I don't know whether you saw the football fill-in with Ben Foster on Monday. We had the goalkeeping coach from Aston Villa on the show. He's just been sacked with Gerrard. And I asked him about that. I said, Jacob Ramsey played against United back in January and was brilliant. And then at the start of the season, he's been not very good. And then he plays against us last week and he's brilliant. And he was saying the reason for that is obviously age, but also under Gerrard, he was constantly playing, changing his position. And we'll probably see a better Jacob Ramsey now because Unai Emery will probably just put him in the right position. Nice ball in here to Watkins. Keeper does well at reading it and rolls it out to Malacia. Thanks for that super chat, though. Hi, Mark. Do you get more viewers when United win or lose? Says Benjamin. We're always steady anyway. I don't subscribe to that United Stand or any other channel is like AFTV. I mean, obviously they grew a lot from the meltdowns in the Wenger era, but our best and biggest stream comparative to subs was the Europa League final when we won it. So, biggest miss for United and Fergie has to be Shearer. I knew a lot of people would say that, but I was asked what was the one that I regretted. I don't regret missing out on Shearer because we won the treble. Alex, Ronaldinho was the one for me that I really wish we'd got. Bruno will play on the right Sunday with Donny at 10, says Rory. He might be looking to do that. But you've got to get the ball to Donny. That's a nice ball. Keeper's going to get it. Or is he? Bruno nearly got on the end of that. Hi, Mark. Glad to see Maidenhead held their own against you today. I was in the stands as it's just down the road. Keep up being fun, says Ethan. Yeah, that was another 2 points dropped as well. I was a bit disappointed with that, to be honest. Man United, I will say this right here, right now. Man United didn't miss out on not getting Alan Shearer. First time he went to Blackburn and we were winning the title every year. And second time he went to Newcastle and we ended up winning the treble. So Shearer's the one who's bitter about it and keeps going on about it. Oh, I made the right decision. Well, you made the right decision because you went back to your home club and won sod all. Well done. I know he broke the goal scoring record, but you won. Oh, I won a Premier League with Blackburn. Yeah, once. We've won loads of them, mate, and we won the Champions League. So we didn't lose out not getting Shearer. I don't know why people talk about, oh, what if Shearer? It's like, what if Gaz had come to Man United? What? We won the league loads. I'd love to have seen Gaza at United because hopefully Sir Alex would have helped his career out. But some good progressive play here from United. Delo picks it up on the right-hand side. McTominay's getting quite a lot of space, moving it quickly. I'll be interested to see what his passing, how often McTominay gets on the ball because that's normally something that he's not very good at. That's a bad ball by Bruno, but it finds Malacia who goes wide to Rashford. Got a bit of space, slips it back into Malacia, cut back here and it's a goal. Good tackle by Ashley Young. Corner. Is there anything to read into Donny at 10 again, says Jack Brown? What's that from Doc? Everyone in the chat. Mark is being used to get him out of the United Stand because he easily beats any other view account, including Sky Sports. So someone has to wake him up. What do you mean wake me up? Corner to Manchester United here. Rory says the biggest miss was Hazard. We got Kagawa instead. The beginning of the end, says Rory C. Cross comes in, not very good, cleared away. Donny doesn't demand the ball enough, says Avery. I think he does demand the ball. He just doesn't get it. I see him a lot of the time asking for it. And look, it's just been ignored there. I think they ignore him a lot. Nice ball into Rashford. Terrible first touch and offside. Malacia started off quite well. Drew says, if we get a right back in January, what would the impact on Deleu's contract talks be? No, nothing. I think the right back that comes in will be an understudy, like Malacia is to Shaw. Simon says, did you see Southgate's comments on the centre-backs? I didn't, Simon. You're coming out with some good stuff, but I don't know what he said. No VAR, by the way, says Joshua. That's good. Be interesting then. Oh, that's a good point there from Joshua. No VAR. We're moving the ball around quite well here. That was a foul by Malacia. Bit of a jinx. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. I played the game. I played the game. Yes, I played the game. Who knows that song by You Win Again, Hot Chocolate? Errol Flynn. No, it wasn't Errol Flynn. What was his name? Lead singer of Hot Chocolate. They did some lovely songs. Rest in peace. I know it was Errol. What a voice. And he did a song called You Win Again. You win again. Da 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 da. The loser. Do 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 do. Errol Brown, that was his name. You could do that too. I played the game. I played the game. You have not played the game. The loser. I played the game. I've played the game. I have played the game. I'm Souness. Rubbish. Rubbish. Anyway, we don't want to wander into favourite packets of crisps. Eyes on the game. McTominay's just had about 4. You tell you what, I think McTominay spams his stat pads, his touches. I've just figured it out. Because that is a stat. Touches on the ball. So a normal player gets the ball, sometimes takes a touch, sometimes passes first time. McTominay gets the ball, does his little bunny hop, does his little spin. He's getting 4 or 5 touches on the ball, where a normal player takes 2. Seamus, who's the worst pundit? Oh God, I don't like. Look, actually, I don't mind. You know, we're all get our hands up in the air to say who the best is. I think, you know, I think Bonglahore's pretty hypocritical. Tim Sherwood, Jermaine Genus, Chris Sutton, Steve Nicol, most of ESPN. Mark, it's time for United to go full Travis Scott. Also, you should listen to Travis Scott. I think you'd like his music, says Seko. And Maguire over Tomori is laughable, frankly, says Tom White. Can Alexander Telles come back and play it right back? No, actually, no, he can't. And Mark, you're cute as a chipmunk when you sing, says Da Vinci. Should have kept Platt and Beardsley, says Roger. Benzema is the biggest miss for me, top striker, says JT. Yeah, but will we ever really in for him? Oh, Donny. Caught him a bit late. There's no VAR, so he'll be all right. It's a bit late there, Donny. Yeah, it's not a red card tackle. It was nothing in it, really. But Telles can barely play at left back in the Premier League without asking him to play out of position. Well done, McTominay. Bruno. Go on. Good pressing by Fred. Keep going, keep going, keep going. This is where we've got him here. What do you hate about Sutton? I don't hate anybody. I just don't think he's a very good pundit. I'm sure he thinks I'm a prat. Bit of a good phase of play for Man United here, but here's Jacob Ramsey. I just love the way he controls the ball, and McTominay's intercepted it now. Crap pass, though. Yeah, the change of pace with Ramsey and the way he keeps close ball control, I think he's a player that could really become something special. How do you think United would have looked now if B Sky B had bought us compared to our current situation, says David? Wow. Chalk and cheese, night and day. We'd have been the richest club in the world. and spent it. I think people say that Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville are the best two pundits. I don't think they are. I just think they get a lot of airtime. I think they got a lot of hype. I actually think they talk as much crap as anybody does, to be honest. I don't think they're consistently good. The best pundit's probably somebody you wouldn't think of. Here's the low. We're certainly a lot more comfortable now after the first 5 minutes. Southgate said that the younger centre-backs, like Tomori, have not done enough in the past year to push the experienced centre-backs out of the squad, says Simon. So he's picking people who are sat on the bench or shit because they're experienced. Ali McCoist isn't bad, actually, Megan. Ali McCoist is not bad at all. Mika Richards is all right as well. You're right. I think Souness is all right sometimes. Obviously, he's very bitter, but I do think he's all right sometimes. Andy Gray's the best pundit, says Charlie. I've not heard from Andy Gray for about 15 years. Is he still doing it? Hargreaves is quite good. I can't take Hargreaves seriously because he came out with that conspiracy theory that United physios had been injuring him on purpose or something, didn't he? And that just made me think, yeah. Villa on the attack. This game has me on the edge of falling asleep, says Sean. There's a lot of changes for both teams. That's the issue. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're only 100 away from 5 to 7, I think it is. I'll update it when we do. Lee says he thinks he's got COVID, but he doesn't have any tests. Just rest up, mate. You might just have a cold, but you'll get a lot more sympathy. BN Sports, Andy Gray, says Charlie. No. They've had their day, Keys and Gray. They had their chance and they blew it. Lovely ball. This should be a goal. They want offside. It is. Alan Shearer talks a lot of sense. Certainly better than Neville and Carragher, says Icky. I find it. Football Manager 23 has made you much happier, pal, says MB. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. I'm a bit tense about tomorrow's stream, but I think it's a make or break stream tomorrow. Only one team can get promoted from the National League. Yeah, he is offside there. There's no VAR anyway, but the linesman said offside and he got it right. Mika's laugh is so annoying it makes me hate him, says Simon. Don't hate. Don't hate. Your laptop's probably not enjoying FM. I just ignore it. I'm used to it now. Owen says, love the sweater. Happy holidays. Yeah, if you want to get one of these, fantastic design. We do deliver worldwide. Links in the video description. Or just go United Stand Shopify. In 2009, who would you have bought to replace Ronaldo instead of Owen, Oberton and Valencia, says Duma. Tell me who was available, mate, because I probably would have gone for them. I do think Rashford's best position is off the left, but well done, Donny. Wins a throw-in. When is Delo going to get a rest, says Casey? Literally on Sunday. He can't play against Fulham. Look how close those fans are to Ten Hag. He could literally just put his head forward and rest it on his head. I feel speed's playing. I flew all the way from Australia to watch Ronaldo, only to see him storm down the tunnel, says Nick. At least you got to see it. A mate of mine's a Villa fan, and he loves Cristiano Ronaldo. He's loved him for years. And he went to the game on Sunday, and he was messaging me all week saying, do you think he'll play? Do you think he'll play? Because last year at Villa Park, he didn't play, did he? And I said, yeah, I do. And he did. And he was happy. That's why you should be a fan of the club and not a player. Because if you're going to watch United for Ronaldo, he might not play. But United will always play. Unless it gets cancelled. Yellow bathing suit says, for me, the biggest miss out was Thiago before his move to Bayern. He would have solved our midfield problem for 10 years. Yeah, I remember that. Good point. Sergio Ramos, Fabregas, we were apparently very close to getting them. Mark, I would give Laird a chance to be the deputy right back, says Simon. Nedum Anoa from City is a great pundit, but doesn't get very much airtime. He's completely unbiased and can get his points across very well. Exactly, Rory. I've never seen him. I know who he is, but I've never seen him. Have you noticed we haven't been seeing any team leaks like we did last season, says Nad. Are you joking? Team news comes out really early. But I know what you mean. The general toxic ones are not. Is Villa? Ashley Young playing at Old Trafford again? How did you feel when Ronaldo left back in 2009? Says Eddie. I was gutted. I was on holiday at the time, and my mate messaged me. And he didn't message me to tell me Ronaldo had left. He just messaged me to say, how you doing? And then I turned the telly on afterwards and it said it. No, I was gutted because he'd actually said before the Champions League final that he wasn't going to leave. And then he did, literally about 2 weeks later. You can't trust anything they say. Stephen says, this game is already giving me vibes of last year's team in the midfield. Lack of forward passes, slow play and lots of ball retention. So Stephen. Hi Mark, can you do a poll on which one of Yusuf and Makuku or Victor Osimhen to sign in January? Danny Mills is the worst pundit. Top member videos. It's Paul DJ. Well, there's no need to do a poll on that, Paul, because there's no way Osimhen's going to sign in January. I show speed meeting Paddy Crerand is the best thing about tonight so far. You can guess how it went. Twitter classics, says Nick. Somebody who's met Paddy, and that was about 4 years ago. Yeah, I can definitely imagine how that went. It's unbelievably refreshing to watch a game without VAR, says Ben. Ben, I do this every now and again, and it's not theft because I'm telling you you're going to do it, and you can take the pride. If I knew what your Twitter was, I'd give you the shout out. But I've just tweeted that very same thing. If it does well, no, you got the assist. Right. I may be wrong, but I think we see Ronaldo in a United shirt again. I can see him going on holiday after the World Cup, then move in January. There'll be some that think that, Charlie. Yeah, there will be some that think that. Good header won by Harry Maguire, but play on, says the referee. Mark, have you had the offer to go on Talk Sport with other pundits? If not, it's something you'd like to do with sooner, says Josh. I haven't had that offer, and I'm very surprised because I'd be more than willing to do it. Nice cross in. Delo! Oh, over the bar. He wants a corner. McTominay giving the ball away a lot. He's so poor, says Mark. I've not really noticed any bad performances tonight, but I've not really noticed any good ones. Rashford gets it on the left-hand side here. Nice overlap to Malacia. I think Malacia's having a good game. Cross comes in. And Delo over the bar. I think it's gone for a corner, though. Over the Denver, says that racing guy. Passing from Fred and McTominay has been abysmal and only 20 minutes in, says Chris. Well, they're not going to suddenly start passing like, prime Pirlo, are they? Oh, God. What have we done? Why have we gone for a short corner here? Here's Martial. Always wondered about this. How good, in your opinion, was Oliver Kahn, and would you take Kahn in form over De Gea? Says Sika. Well, I wouldn't take Kahn over De Gea, but he was a very good goalkeeper. I remember Oliver Kahn. He was the goalkeeper in '99, but I don't really remember what he was like. Like Kasper Schmeichel was a good goalkeeper. Peter Schmeichel is our best goalkeeper we've had, but he's very of his time. Like, he wouldn't be able to play now. He'd be a brilliant shot stopper, but his ball distribution, and he was brilliant at coming for crosses, but his ball distribution would be, he'd be so exposed in the modern game. And that's not their fault, it's just change. Would Graham Potter be a good manager for England, says Gil? Well, he won't leave the Chelsea job, will he? Oh, that's your first yawn. Has anyone actually ever had a can of Carabao energy drink? Where do they sell it? It must be popular somewhere. I've never seen it. They sponsor our League Cup, and I don't think you can get it in the UK. Now, I don't care whether you think Khan's better. I wouldn't swap him for De Gea. It's my choice. It's my decision. Bloody hell! It's like ordering, sticky toffee pudding, and then everyone telling you should have ordered cheesecake. It's way better. It's my choice. Thank you. They sell it at Morrison's apparently and Poundland, and it's crap. Says Elias. Can you say Tom likes farts, feet, and Arthur is clear? Says Grass. There you go. Guiding my brother. What, Tom? I can't read that. There's Maguire with another long ball that goes out for a throw-in. So it's a complete waste of time because it's not accurate. What's wrong with Spurs, Mark? And it's in Morrison's, says Come On You Spurs. I haven't seen Villa's new badge, Adrian. Harry Maguire can hit a long pass, but if you hit the long pass and it goes out for a throw-in, what have you done? You've given up possession under no pressure. And we're very one-dimensional as well because that pass is always the same. Looking for Rashford, in behind, diagonal long ball. Mark, what do you think that signing a midfielder should be considered a priority considering Casemiro is 30, says Simon? Yeah, we will. Oh, Ashley Young's down the right-hand side here. There's no one on the back post. There's no one on the back post. He's missed typical Ashley Young there. Didn't put his head up. We were lucky there. Well done, Dubravka. Hello, Jared. I'm going to have a stand up. I'm going to stand up, Jared. I need a stretch. Six says, I show speed is in Old Trafford to meet Ronaldo. Slow Sports News. I show speed is at Old Trafford. If you didn't know, you must be thick. We're talking worst player, Manchester, the player that disappoints you the most that we didn't sign, mine's Ronaldinho, and worst pundits. Disagree on Schmeichel distribution, Mark. Do you remember those epic throws? Oh, yeah, his throws were very good, Andrew. You don't see many of them anymore. His throwing was brilliant. I once saw Peter Schmeichel pick up Mike Phelan and throw him over a mini. Worst pundits. Robbie Savage is quite crap as a pundit as well, isn't he? Did you hear him on? What was the one he did? Oh yeah, Anthony. Oh God, I'll have a pint of bitter. The best pundit is the pundit who can take out. Oh Fred, another shit pass. The best pundit is the pundit who can do it unbiased, and I don't think many of them can. Souness, Keane, Neville. They've all got certain bias, haven't they? The worst bias is the bloody British bias. I don't know why it exists. I think Scholes is quite good sometimes. Jermaine Genius is rubbish. I mean, I'll never forgive Genius when we had the protests and the game got cancelled against Liverpool. I watched Match of the Day that night, and Shearer and Genius was the worst, basically said after we'd got the game postponed, I don't know what they're protesting for. The Glazers have spent loads of money, and I thought, I've paid for that opinion, because in the UK the BBC is funded by the licence payer, which is the public, which means Genius gets paid by me, and I'm a Man United fan, and I don't pay to watch somebody not do their own work, because that's lazy. And to sit there on national TV on a British Broadcasting Corporation and say, why are they protesting? The Glazers spend money. that was it. I was finished. I was finished with Genus that night because I thought, you are not very good at research. Ooh, corner nearly went straight in there for Villa. Cleared off the line. I think it was McTominay or Delow. We'll see that again. Nearly went straight in. Villa are having a good bit of play here. What's happened to Coutinho at Villa? Ashley Young, he might hit that. Biggest United flop post Fergie, Di Maria, Falcao, Maguire, Pogba, Wan-Bissaka. It's a good list, Lee. Start one, sell one and bench one between Carrick, Keane and Casemiro. Keane starts. It's hard. I loved Carrick, but he's no Casemiro, so I'd have to sell Carrick and bench Casemiro. Three very good players. Mario. Here it is. Cross came in. Lots of curl. It's going straight in the goal. And it's Scooby-Doo who heads it away. Get the tats and pyjamas out. He'll be really excited about that. He'll feel really good and popular now. I loved Van der Sar at United. Such a calm and relaxed goalkeeper. Says Cohen. Underrated Van der Sar. Very, very good goalkeeper. Another corner for Villa here. What's with Bruno and Donny and their low-intensity pressing, says Asset. Well, we're taking ages to take this corner here for Villa. Very lethargic from United so far. It is like watching United last season, and it's scary, really, just because you know that Ten Hag is so different to Solskjaer. But yeah, the thing is, the presenter never calls out pundits or asks them to clarify when they come out with some outrageous comment. Grinds my gears, says Rory C. Freddie's awful, says Devils 58. Roxanne, you don't have to put on your red dress. Roxanne. If Man United lose, how mad will you be? I mean, I won't be furious. I mean, this is not our best team, is it? That long ball to Rashford is a fucking waste of time. Why is he being allowed to do that? Why is Ten Hag letting Maguire just hit loads of long balls to Marcus Rashford and nothing ever happens from it? Just lose possession. Shadow, welcome to the Members Club. Oh, he's all right. McTominay's just caught Kamara, but it was completely accidental. Thoughts on Gary Lineker as a host and pundits as Toe? He's all right, I suppose. There's a word for Gary Lineker. He's a safe pair of hands, isn't he? Germany will win the World Cup. I'd be very surprised. I mean, never write the Germans off, but I'd be very surprised. I'm glad that Bella Kotchup's going and Makuku, but yeah, I don't see it. Nice little ball in here. Maguire's across, and it goes for a throw in. Stevan saying we should drop this competition. Last 5 minutes, Villa have had 63% possession. Overall, we've had 59%, as it says next to me there. Cross comes in, Lindelof heads it away. They're just cancelling each other out at the moment, aren't they? Arjun says Maguire does it because it's the only thing he can do. Dubravka gets hold of it. So what have we got? Still 10 minutes to go to half time. What does everyone want for Christmas? That'll be exciting. I was watching telly with Seb this morning. He was watching Peppa Pig and the adverts were on. And they had this like car park, which, you know, when you put the cars at the top and it goes round and round and round and round to the bottom. But while it's going round and round, there's a big green dinosaur that goes down with you trying to bite the cars, and it can catch the cars. And I want Seb to get that. Fabish Mark's podcast says you are our dream podcast guest. Drop me an email. Still a better singer than Matt Hancock, Mark, because he's been singing. Maguire hitting long balls for his new highlight reel, says Eric. He's going to the World Cup now. He doesn't need to worry about it too much, does he? Nice cross into the box. Bruno won't keep it in. Do we get a corner? No. Funniest moments in football. As an Irishman, got to be Lineker having an occurrence in his pants in Italia 90, scooting along the ground like a dog, says Roy C. He literally did crap himself, didn't he? In the World Cup. He pooed himself. Luckily, it was a rainy day. And he could wash it all away. Good win back here. Martial slips it into Bruno. Back heel. And keeper gets hold of it. He did. He crapped himself on the pitch against Ireland in Italia 90. Delo is so good on the air. I'm kind of surprised. He's really worked on it, Mer. I told you this will go to penalties. Here's Donny. To Bruno. Wins a free kick. You may as well have a shot, Rashford. It's one of those games. Shoot! 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 Fred's getting a bit of stick in the chat. He's getting a lot of stick in the chat. Last football match you went to, says August. Sidemen against YouTube All-Stars. Yeah, he's going to shoot Rashford. It's just one of those games. It needs to go in. It's been a terrible half. Shoot. 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 Into the wall. I thought that was going to work. Get Fred off on his trampoline toe, says Michael. Here's Fred. He's going to put a wonder cross in now. McTominay wins it. Maguire nods it down. Offside or something. Oh, God, Ten Hag's so bored. He's writing his Christmas list as well. I would like some Gucci and some chocolate and some socks and a tin of Quality Street and a new scarf and 5 different coloured roll necks. Yeah. I can't do a Ten Hag impression. I really wish I could, but the only thing I've picked up that he does is the I used to be able to do Ollie. Garricky, turn on the match on Thursday night football on Sky Sportsy. It's like watching us, Garricky. We could be managers again. I've had a booking here for, is it Lindelof? McTominay. He's a liability, isn't he, McTominay? I mean, he literally had a warning a minute ago, and he always gets the yellow card. It's all right being tough, but it's stupid as well. He's always getting booked. You're not lucky for England. We're wearing shorts. He was wearing black shorts. Navy, actually, Rory. Navy. Mark, why are you doing Ten Hag's grunts? Because it's the only thing I know about Ten Hag. I can't do an impression of Ten Hag. What's happened here? Lindelof's had his foot trodden on by Konza. It's a weird way of dealing with a free kick there by Villa. Two of their players stood offside and then fouled Man United players as soon as it was taken. Bruno out wide never works. Garnacho on, Scott out, says George. It'll be Donny off. Freddie's crap and he needs to go. Reminds me of Ollie, says Anil. Well, there was that story yesterday of us giving Fred a new 3-year contract. I mean, many of you will be going, why? I've played the game. If Ronaldo had this Martial performance, they'd want him to retire. What's Martial done, says Argent. Yeah. Mark, when will you go to a press conference, says Rish. Do you want me to go to a press conference? I can go to a press conference if you want me to go. You might not let me in. I'll be doing a live outside Carrington in the rain. Join me dancing naked in the rain. I wouldn't be doing that. Donny, better short passer than most of our teams, says Chase. Donny's been okay. How much pound we need to start thinking about the league, says Donald. And McThomas, the tank engine on that tackle, says Ben. Thanks, Stephen Nesbitt, for your super chat. Uhtred said, this reminds me of last season. I'm very sad. Feels like CMs don't gel well or communicate, says Anil. Mark, did you see Deschamps only picked a 25-man squad for France, says Simon. I wonder why. Missed your last super chat, says Jack. Sometimes they do slip through, Jack. Ten Hag, we see as a club united. Huh? That's quite good, Zachary. I read it like that. That's a lovely ball by Bruno. And he was offside. What is normal? Fred raising his hands to apologise as he passes, says Ack. Can't stay on side. I got my break. How's the game going? Sir Marks is HTD. Yeah, not great. Maybe we're simply average and that's all, says Gertchen. Well, it's always difficult when you make a lot of changes, isn't it? But it does remind me a lot of last season. You know, you play McTominay and Fred in the midfield and you get this. And that's Maguire there. I think he's going to get booked. Yeah, Maguire and McTominay booked. Late tackle. You can't believe it. It's called a foul, Harry. You do it a lot because you're slow into the tackle. The ball has gone. It's a bit like, you know, going to work on Monday morning and arriving on Wednesday. That's how late you were. Fans love watching mediocrity shambolic. Glazes out. Mark, what's the plan? Still didn't hear it, mate, says Caleb. That was a lot of information. We don't seem to want to play through the middle a lot, says Salah. We can't play through the middle a lot, Salah. Books that will never be published. Short pass by Maguire, says Drew. And Mark, I'm going to eat a bowl of Wheatos, says Matthew. This game's giving me a sore throat. 2 minutes to half time. France are waiting on the fitness of a couple of players before naming the 26th player, says Jamie. Well, it won't be Pogba, will it? You can't beat Shreddy's random. Certainties, death, taxes, and a Maguire lunge into a tackle, says Lee. Favourite Scottish team, says Jack. You won't catch me out that way. 45 minutes of nothing, says Radders. There's been no shots on target for either team. That is poor. The tempo's too slow. It's way too slow. I mean, you've got to wonder whether we're trying to go out. Hi, Mark. I got a brand new job working with... Wait a minute. Justin says, I've got a brand new job working with kids with disabilities. Really hoping they pay me like United pay new signings. Also, okay. Congratulations on your job, Justin. I would have tried Iqbal tonight. Not even on the bench, Blink. And has to be Aberdeen, mate, says Jack. I used to like Aberdeen, Ian Jess, when I used to play sensible soccer. Right, it's going to be half time. I mean, look, when I think about these games, I always think, imagine the people who are not Man United or Villa fans who are using their time to watch this. It's not a very good advert, is it? That's a foul on Delo. Well, it's a chance to whip across into the box. And it's a crap cross by Bruno. Disgraceful cross by Bruno. And that is half time. It's just a very weird, you know, I'm going to say it for what it is. It's a very weird half. From Manchester United. And, I mean, you can't give all the players horse adrenaline, says August. Probably illegal. That Ashley Young lad, he's been a nice captain for us, says Gertchen. I would have tried Iqbal as well. So half-time it is. Been a very weird half. You could almost say some of these players are thinking about the World Cup. But of course, a lot of these players aren't even playing in the World Cup. So the likes of Victor Lindelof, Scott McTominay, Anthony Martial, they're not playing in the World Cup. Delo, Bruno, Maguire, okay, you're playing in the World Cup, but a lot of them are not playing in the World Cup. So it's not a complete excuse for what has been a snooze cruise from Manchester United. Weird performance. I think we're massively hindered by quality. I would be reticent or reluctant to say that we're playing badly because there's a lack of effort and energy. I would say there may be that with some of our players, maybe Rashford, Bruno, maybe they're thinking about the World Cup. But the likes of Donny, Fred, McTominay, I just think it's a lack of quality. Specifically, I think that with McTominay and Fred, it's the return of McFred, isn't it? And we've seen that so many times that it just doesn't work. Now, if I was to tell you at half time, just to give you some, stats, McTominay's passed the ball 31 times, which is normally what he averages in 90 minutes. So he's passing the ball more, but loss of possession. Fred's given it away more than anybody on the pitch, 3 times. So it's just, you know what it is? It's slow. It's lethargic. There's no urgency. There's no hint of what Ten Hag's all about. Shame on all United platforms using United, says Caleb. What are you talking about? Let's get rid of you. And feels more like that's football with this boring game, says Jack. And so unbelievably boring, says you. Well, I think that's sort of evidenced by what I was going to show you here. Let me just put this up on the screen for you. So this is half-time stats. 59% possession to Manchester United. It starts off quite well. 3 shots, of which only 1 has been on target. 3 corners, 276 passes, 84% pass success rate. It's just there's just no urgency. I think there's a lot. I think I'm sure you all already know this, but high-end sport is about mentality. And the mentality is just not right. Now, is it because the World Cup's just about to hit? It'll be interesting to see what happens in the Premier League at the weekend. But the mentality is just not right. It feels like it's a bloody pre-season game. And I don't really quite understand that, because there are players playing tonight that may have a chance of starting on Sunday, and they're not going to the World Cup. So you'd expect a little bit more. I'd worry about the game against Fulham, to be honest. I think we look very, very flat. Now, of course, against Fulham, you're going to bring quality in, like Martinez. De Gea, Casemiro, Luke Shaw, Eriksen, potentially Ronaldo, potentially an Anthony. So look, most of that team won't play, but that's not an excuse for those people who are playing, who are trying to stake a claim to be part of the first team. It's just, for me, it emphasises what the problem is at Man United. Everyone says we've got a big squad, and we have. We don't have a good squad. We've got 8 or 9 good first team players, and then we've got about 13 squad players that are overpaid and bang average. And unfortunately, quite a few of them are playing tonight. And we can't get rid of them because no one will buy them on the wages we pay. So we get stuck with them. And how do you progress when your squad is predominantly what we're seeing tonight? It's just not good enough. They're not good enough. Passing sucks. We can all see they want to play over the top, and Villa's defensive line is good, says Emil. Oh God, Emil, fantastic analysis. Like the persistence to hit this diagonal long ball to Rashford and try and get him behind. It belongs on a. I played bloody Goldbridge ball in the National League, so it doesn't even belong there. It belongs on a Sunday morning pub team. Hit the ball long for the fast guy on the left wing. I mean, for fuck's sake. And the fact that Ten Hag's having to do that shows you that these players aren't bloody good enough. It's not Ronaldo or Martial's fault, it's the graveyard shift. Well, no filter patriot, and we've been saying this for a long time, but people don't want to listen, do they? It's completely a graveyard shift up front for Man United, and it infects everybody, whether it's Cavani, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, Cristiano Ronaldo. Our forwards are never in the game. They never get chances. They're never in the game because we're so shit at moving the ball into the box. And we've been like that for years. Villa's high line is really causing us issues. McFred has slowed the game down. Donny is passing and going, but midfield not returning, says Vicky. I'm very worried for Fulham. They're going to be targeting Mitrovic in the air, says Simon. Well, I'm not. I mean, look, the Fulham game will be very different because you'll have Casemiro and Eriksen in the midfield for a start. But we saw this time after time last season that when you play McTominay and Fred, you kill your attack because they cannot play through the lines. They're just very limited footballers. They're tenacious, they're aggressive, they'll put a tackle in, but they're never going to be players that can feed Donny van de Beek or Bruno. I mean, Bruno on the right wing doesn't look like he's enjoying it, doesn't look like he's enjoyed it at all in the last couple of games, and his crossing is abysmal. Like, I don't know whether that's petulance or whatever, but his crossing is absolutely diabolical. Typified by that cross at the end of the first half. So Bruno is a waste of time on the right. Rashford can't stay on side on the left. Martial is hardly in the game. And Donny is a complete waste of time because he's got McTominay and Fred behind him who just don't know how to play between the lines. So Donny's ghosting, yeah, I'd agree. But a lot of it's down to the system. And then basically what we're doing is, I think that Malacia and Dalot are doing quite well when they get forward. But because they're putting Ings and Watkins on Lindelof and Maguire, we're finding it hard to, leave them on their own. Your United stand mates need to understand that Ronaldo is not the problem. This team is a joke, so just stop with that disgusting Instagram videos. Don't know what you're on about. Stop, chill out, mate. If the squad players are so bad, why were they brought in the first place? You'd think the scouts would have seen the bad mentality when scouting. Our scouting is not very good, Dresden. That's the problem. Simple as that. Mark, can you do a poll of which one of these to sign in January? No, I'm not doing that poll because it's a waste of time. We're not going to sign Osman in January, so there's no point doing a poll about it. There's no way he's going to leave Napoli in January. Villa is with 7 in the box most of the times. Too slow a build-up play, says random IT guy. Look, remember who Villa's manager is. I said this was going to be 1-1 and go to penalties, and that might be the most exciting part of the game. But remember who the manager is of Aston Villa here. It's Emery. We've played Emery with Villarreal. They don't necessarily score many goals, but they certainly don't concede many either. Who in the world made the World Cup in November, says GJ? The FIFA. And McFred is a reminder of the investment still needed in the midfield. Nobody can do what Eriksen or Casemiro do. Who would you go for in those areas, says James? Absolutely spot on. Of course, the problem is if Casemiro or Eriksen need to be rotated or get injured or suspended, you've got to play Fred or McTominay. I've said this before, it's not good enough. Why not play Donny in the pivot with either Fred or McTominay to move the ball up quicker, put Bruno in the 10 and Alanga on the right? So Stephen, you could do that. I think the first substitution will be Donny. Donny's only had 7 passes, it's not good enough, says Mint. And Nirmal, thank you very much for joining the members club. Opinions on Rashford, says Sean. I think he's in his best position, but I think the tactics are so basic. It's so easy for Aston Villa. We're basically looking for the ball in behind all the time, and I'm sure we will catch them out eventually. But it's a very boring way of playing football, just trying to hit a ball in behind for a long ball with a bit of pace on it. Wondering whether getting really frustrated with this Osman talk, says Simon. It's obviously not going to happen. Napoli are a nightmare to deal with, especially in January. Enrico, welcome to the Members Club. Thanks for everyone who's watching, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We are currently 10 subscribers away from 527,000, so please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Would you make any changes at half-time? Well, we've got a very strong bench because we have got Eriksen and Casemiro and Shaw and Martinez and Garnacho. So we've got all these players that we can bring on. There's no doubt about that. But, you know, I wouldn't like to be bringing them on. I think he will bring them on. Of course I think he'll bring them on because he'll try and win the game. But I would like to see Manchester United not use those players, if I'm honest with you, because I think Sunday is more important. But I think he will make some changes. And I think that there'll be the changes that he makes are going to be those changes that I probably don't really want to be making. I don't really want to see Manchester United using players that we're going to need to use on Sunday. But I think he'll have to do it because I think we're so sluggish. There needs to be more. There needs to be more from Manchester United. Essentially, there needs to be more drive. There needs to be more creativity. I mean, ideally, if you weren't playing on Sunday, you'd bring Eriksen on for Fred and you'd start playing through the lines. It's too easy for Villa. And we saw this a lot last season, and it's not a surprise. When you play Casemiro and Eriksen, you've got a midfield two on paper that other teams would look at and go, that's a good midfield. When you play McTominay and Fred, and we saw this last year, so I'm not making it up, you get Norwich going, we've got a better midfield than them. And when you're playing Kamara, Luis and Ramsey, McTominay and Fred and Donny are not going to dominate that midfield. And that's the problem. McTominay and Fred can never dominate a midfield. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They couldn't dominate Dundee United's midfield. Like, they just can't do it. And that will always be a problem because the cliche is that games are won and lost in the midfield and they can't win a midfield battle. I'll never know how we all survived watching Maguire, Lindelof and McFred. It's crab football, says George. Swap Fred and Donny. Fernandes at 10. Fred off and Palestrion, says Michael. I would like to see that for 10 minutes, but I don't think he'll do it. Pavel says, I'm worried that Leon Bailey comes on in the second half, tearing apart our slow centre-backs like what happened in the pre-season game. We need to change at half-time, says Pavel. Yeah, well, look, let's not forget that Villa can make some subs as well, and a lot of the players for them that started last Sunday are on their bench as well. I miss Casemiro and Eriksen already, says Raw, but they need the rest. Like, they do need the rest. I see improvement, but unfortunately, general quality is just missing, says Mark. I think that's the big takeaway for me, is that we have seen an improvement under Erik ten Hag with our good players, but with you can't polish a turd, and you're not going to see Erik ten Hag turn McTominay and Fred and Donny and Rashford and Bruno in that system. He's not going to get them playing like Ajax, because if he could do that, he wouldn't have needed to buy Casemiro or bring Eriksen in. I always said this about Pep. Like, he's a brilliant coach, but if he can get anybody to play Pep football, he wouldn't spend £100 million on Haaland. He wouldn't buy 3 or 4 right backs. He wouldn't buy all the players he's bought. He'd just use the crap that he inherited. And unfortunately, people will go, well, you know, if Ten Hag's so good, why are they playing Ollie ball? Because the players that he's got on that pitch can't play the way that he wants to play, which we all know. But there's this myth in football that, oh, it's on Ten Hag because they're not playing like he wants. But you can't, if you could get any player to play the way you wanted, you wouldn't need a transfer budget, would you? These players can't play the way he wants. And that's abundantly clear. Please shout out my friend Anna, says Sad. Thank you very much. Random IT says, Guy says the B team is just not good enough. The end. That is true. That is true. And Sean said it could be an issue that they were under Ollie for so long, they've become brainwashed. Well, Leon Bailey is warming up for Villa. Matthias, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. We need to stop with the long balls and relax, says ZX. I agree with that. Does anybody stand out for you in that half? I'm asking you. For me, I thought Malacia did reasonably well. Dubravka's done quite well. Although he's not had anything to do. I mean, let's be honest. I don't think they've had a shot on goal. Yeah, Delow's been all right. Lindelof and Maguire have been okay. Again, the defence has been okay. But the attack isn't. I can't stop the clock, so it's just running at the moment. But no, it's not. It's stopped now. We'll start it again in the second half. Games like this make me wish we never sold Garner, says Simon. Fewest touches in the half is Danny Ings with 10 and Donny van der Beek with 11. That's terrible for a number 10, you know. Right, we're back out for the second half. I don't think Donny will last that long. We love you. Don't you think it's United's best interest to go get a budding striker, right back, a midfielder for 30 million each and be done in the summer for less than 100? I do, Tabish. Yes, I do. Let's see what happens in the second half. Maguire's having a chat with the ref. Interested to see, I'll probably do a video on it next week. Be very interested to see how the United players do in the World Cup. Like, who do you predict will be United's best player in the World Cup? The three that jump out for me are probably the three that's been the best for us this year: Casemiro, Eriksen and Martinez. I don't think Rashford will get used much. I can't imagine Maguire's going to have a brilliant World Cup because I don't think England will. Portugal, again, I don't think they'll do that great. I mean, Varane, France, although many people think France are going to struggle. Have you ever thought about supporting a better club? Says Jack. You pick your club, that's it. We are automatically more dangerous when Ronaldo's on the pitch. I don't know how to describe you this, says Matan. The membership was just unable to renew itself on my previous account. Feels good to be back in good company. Up the moors, says Matthias. Let me just get the second half up and running here. Waiting for the ref to start. Unai Emery looks like he's been for a poo. He's last out. And referee blows the whistle. We're up for the second half. We can't play possession football with Maguire and McFred in the team. No quality on the ball, says Kizza. Thank you very much. How can Wan-Bissaka even get a single game under Ten Hag? He's not even given a single chance. It's a bit unfair. It's not unfair, Joshua, because Ten Hag wanted to sell him in the summer and the club said no. Mark, do you think Donny Love train has officially crashed, says Big? I don't know. I mean, I still think with Donny van der Beek, he's been out for a long time and it could just click. But I just don't think he gets the ball. I don't think the players know how to get the ball to him. Donny and Harry have weirdly straight noses. What does it all mean, Mark, says Gurchin. And Mark, if you leave, I've got to cancel my membership, says Abraham. Okay. But if he doesn't play well in this next few minutes, I think he might be out of time, you know. 3 starts and what's he done? You know, how many more chances do you get? You know, and you're playing with a manager that knows your game. Doesn't get involved enough, says Jake. Michael, thanks very much for the super chat. That's offside. We just want a bit of bloody excitement in this game. I mean, if it's going to go to penalties, let's go to penalties. Let's just get on with it. I mean, I'm a little bit surprised by Villa. I thought they might be a little bit more up for it. 1-0 to Villa. I've just missed it. Shit. That's how interested I've been. I've just missed the goal. Fucking idiot. Ollie Watkins runs away. This is breaking news. Slow Sports News. 1-0 to Villa. I have no idea how this has gone in. Yeah, it's 1-0 to Villa. They're all celebrating. They're having a big hug. Here we go. Donny wins the header. Martial doesn't hold it up very well. Referee says play on. Oh, Maguire's lost his man. One ball in behind, 1-0. Complete lack of pace. It's a crap goal. We need to buy a centre-back. We need to buy a centre-back. It's just... That goal is just so fucking simple. Great ball by Jacob Ramsey. I hate to say it, but this is the problem with Man United. I mean, yeah, there's probably a handball in the build-up, but there's no VAR. So... I've been saying this for a while. Varane probably can't... Here we go. Should be 1-1. Bruno. Martial. Straight away. 1-1. We've finally got in behind. And it's 1-1. Manchester United. Don't moan for too long. Martial makes it 1-1. And suddenly the game comes alive. Thank God for that. 1-1. Unai Emery says calm down. And Anthony Martial, we finally sprung the half offside trap. Martial gets it. Both defences caught out by long balls. It's a lovely ball by Dalot. Bruno makes the run. Lovely pass by Bruno. Tap in for Martial. Really good goal by United. Straight after we've conceded. Just what the doctor ordered. I was looking for offside, but it wouldn't have been offside anyway because of VAR. And he definitely wasn't offside. Really intelligent ball by Dalot. Good run by Bruno. Crosses it into Martial. We've spring their offside trap. And United are back in it 1-1. But, yeah, I'll go back to what I was saying before with a little bit more relaxation. But Varane probably will pick up injuries. And then when Varane gets injured, we don't have anybody who can play a high line. And that Villa goal will keep happening because... we're so bloody slow at centre-back. I mean, Maguire, it's like he's running through concrete. Not porridge, I mean. And you can't concede goals like that. A little ball in behind cannot be a goal. Cannot be a one-on-one. You've got to buy somebody who is quick. Because otherwise, we're going to concede a lot of those sort of goals. That's fine, Mark, but you've been backing him to the hilt in previous videos. Are you now with the idea that he was never good enough, says Alistair? I don't know what you're talking about, Alistair. It could be any player. Who are you talking about? I need to know. Anyway, we've got a couple of goals now. Bit of a wake-up call. I missed the Villa goal. I'm not going to look at my phone. Maguire getting picked over Tomori is disgusting, says Dresden. Maguire is slower than an insurance payout and twice as ropey, says Stephen. I think both teams did score in the same minute, Ryan. But the game's opened up a little bit here. Maguire's getting pulled out of position a lot. He's swapped with Dalot here. Dalot's at centre-back and Maguire's at right-back. Weird. What is Bruno doing here with Douglas Luiz? He's going to book them both. I'd like Tomori at Manchester United. I mean, Southgate doesn't have to take him to the World Cup. That's up to him. But I'd love Tomori at Man United. I'd love that profile of a centre-back who's got a bit of development in him, but he's also quick. Yeah. No centre-back is catching him. Same Martinez on Sunday, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, but Robert, Maguire wouldn't catch a skip. Like, all right, Ollie Watkins is quick, but Is Maguire out of position all the time? He wanders up the pitch and doesn't have the pace to recover, says Rory C. If you want to play Maguire and Lindelof, you've got to play on the edge of the box and you've got to play deep. Why does United always look so vulnerable at the start of the second half? We're never very good in the second half, Stephen. Rashford, Martial's in all sorts of space. Ooh. Do you think if Maguire didn't have a head like, he'd be better? I can't say that, James. It's a bit rude. Well, the game's a little bit more exciting now. Could get a penalty shootout here as well. I think Lindelof's done all right. Don't think he's done a bad job again. I mean, I never think Lindelof is corner to Man United. I never think Lindelof is amazing, but I think he's quite steady. I think I'm going to have to mute my TV. These Villa fans are singing loud and the accent is turning my stomach, says Joshua Bowater. I always watch football with the audio off because then you can't get influenced by crowd noise or anything like that. You can just judge the game yourself. I think a manager said that, was it Eddie Howe who said that as well? He watches football with the audio off so he can watch the game with his own thoughts. Nothing from the corner. Corners have been very bad again. Delivery, really poor. Considering you've got Maguire and Martinez, really poor delivery of corners. Eric Bay's not the solution. Twan Sebi's not the solution. They're so injury prone. Mark, I think Donny should play in the Ericsson position. His passing is great and he's stronger and faster than Ericsson, says Angel and Soul. Oh, God, Maguire again, nearly getting caught. Good play by Villa. Well done by McTominay there. Now Donny. Would you take Douglas Luiz at United? I would personally, says Simon. I mean, he's a good player, but hi Mark, what's your thoughts on True Geordie? Says should. I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest. But you've sort of asked me to talk about it. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you know, it's you can't say stuff like that. You can't. And it's very disappointing because I know Brian and I like Brian, but you can't say stuff like that. And obviously he knows that. I just I hope he can work his way back from it. Mark, if I show you how Martial and Rashford play now before 5 years, you will be disappointed that they are not world class, or you are happy from Tony and Marcus at 25, says Matten. Fred couldn't pass the time or the butter, says Tim. Zero consistency. If I was Ten Hag, I'd have him taking the corners all night long. It's painful to watch. That's from Tim. I'm talking about Donny, Mark, and you know I was, says Alistair. Alistair, don't come at it with me, mates. Don't start acting the big un with me. How would I know who you're talking about when you don't name the player you're talking about and I've just spent 2 minutes talking about Maguire? Could have been talking about Maguire. What do I think? Well, but I don't give up on players like some people do. And time again, these bloody fair weather fans get exposed. Like, apparently De Gea was shit. De Gea can't play out from the back, and now he's having a great season. So, you know, these people who jump too soon telling everybody this player's no good, this shit, this, that and the other, they get proved wrong so many times. Now, with Donny van de Beek, I'm concerned. But I said 2 weeks ago, I think there's a 75% chance he will not be a Man United player in a year, which means he won't be successful. So, I want him to be successful. I believe there's a player there. But with every passing game, I do start to think maybe he's going to be one of those Dutch players that comes to the Premier League and it just doesn't suit them. And there's been plenty of players like that, hasn't there? What was his name? Was it Klaassen, who went to Everton? Or was that somebody else with blonde hair? And another thing that grinds my gears, says Rory, why are so many of our players so one-footed? Rashford, Cross there on his left, Anthony on his right. For 150 grand a week, they should be able to use bad foot. I don't understand why any professional footballer cannot play with both feet, because I've always been two-footed, because I was taught to be two-footed. Kian, I'm not stupid, and I'm not wishing that name a happy birthday. Question mark, who would you have up front in January? So Stephen, I think the only realistic ones to go for in January are Jonathan David, Cody Gakpo, Moussa Dembele. They're probably realistic. Haven't really looked at all the World Cup squads yet, Nathan. I know they've all been coming out today. I want to have a little bit of time and have a look at them. Martial's offside again. Double substitution for Villa, Bendia and Bailey coming on. Not a bad couple of subs to make. And Mings. Well, Ings comes off. Mings comes on. They'll be more dangerous on the break now. Jacob Ramsey comes off, obviously thinking about the weekend. Just seen James Justin ruptured his Achilles. Feel sorry for him, especially after working so hard to get back from his ACL, says Simon. Some players just get very unlucky with injuries, don't they? Well, let's hope he recovers. Danny Mings is coming on. Konza comes off for Mings. Ramsey and Ings off. Bendia, Mings and Bailey on. Ruben Neves is going to Barcelona, man. That's been well known for a long time. If you want to get one of these hoodies, by the way, just come out in the last couple of weeks. We do ship them worldwide. Fantastic design. Links in the description, or just go to United Stand Shopify. Mike, thank you very much for subscribing. So, Bailey and Bendia are on for Villa. Looks like they're going to go for it. I wonder how Erik ten Hag's going to react to that, because we don't really have any attacking options, do we? I mean, we've got Elanga and Garnacho, but we don't have any experienced attacking options because we've got no Jadon Sancho, no Anthony, no Ronaldo. Terrible first touch by Rashford. I mean, this is one of those nights for Rashford, isn't it, where he's cold. And I think Rashford's been like that this season. He's either really hot or he's really cold. Who's better, Maguire or Mings? Well, the fact that we have to answer that, the fact that you have to think for a few seconds about that says it all. I'm not saying Maguire's worse than Mings, but there is a debate. Here's Young coming forward. Little dink to the back post. It's delightful. And it's 2-1. It goes in off the low. Who's closing Young down? Eric Bailly. Oh, no, it's not Eric Bailly scoring. It's Leon Bailey. And it's 2-1 to Aston Villa. It goes in off the low. No one closing down the cross. I mean, it's a bit. I mean, to be honest, that's on Delo, isn't it? And he's probably very tired. I mean, he's put it in his own net. It's an absolute own goal. He can't see what he's doing, and he finishes it well. But the big question has to be Ashley Young. Who's Ashley Young's man? Marcus Rashford. Who gave it away just before that? Marcus Rashford. Who's closing Ashley Young down? Martial's come off. For Garnacho, Elanga's going to come on and Eriksen's going to come on. Anthony Martial goes off. I mean, it's not a very good substitution, that is, when Donny van de Beek comes off. I don't think we'll see Donny playing again. Probably start on Sunday now. Mark, what do you think we need to get the goals flowing? A different style striker or another creative midfielder? Fred goes off as well. I mean, that can't be rescuing him for Sunday. I can't imagine Fred plays on Sunday. So Eriksen's on, Elanga's on, Garnacho's on, Donny's off, Martial's off and Fred's off. I don't see a way back now. I don't see a way back. I think this is United of last year. I don't see a way back. I think unless we can score straight away again, if they settle into this lead, I think Villa are better than United. Lindelof backing off again, says United 95. Bruno passing the ball 40 yards in front of Delo and expecting him to go and get it. I'd be like, piss off, Bruno! I've played every bloody game for the last 8 weeks, 3 times a week. Intentional by Delo, so he doesn't have to play in this competition again, says Dale. Mark secretly happy we're crashing out, says Cisco. No, not really, because I think if we go out, Chelsea are out, Arsenal are out, Spurs are out, you're basically giving the trophy to Man City or Liverpool, aren't you? And I mean, the trouble with Man City is if you give them the Carabao Cup and they win the FA Cup, the League and the Champions League, they've won a quadruple, haven't they? So I do think you've got to be responsible for your own actions, but we're not good enough to beat Man City anyway, are we? So why has Martial gone off, says Abdullah? I think it's a big sign. Oh, nice ball over the top. Rashford. I thought he'd scored. The only way we're going to score is with these long balls over the top. Giving Delo the benefit of the doubt. He must be knackered, says David. He finally got his run right there, Rashford, over the top. He's got to hit the target with that. It wasn't that far wide, to be honest. I think he might have hit the side of the post. I mean, for me, McTominay, dreadful. Fred, dreadful. Maguire and Lindelof not been very good second half. And that's your spine, isn't it? You're never going to get the ball to your attack when your midfield and your... Donny was dreadful as well, yeah. So, midfield, dreadful. Centre-backs, dreadful. I mean, you can see why we're hitting long balls. Here's Bruno. Corner. Come on, put a good cross in this time. This is why I said play Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Delo is tired, says Joshua. We've gone with a short corner here. Why are we going short corners? Why have we gone short corner there? All the way back to the goalkeeper from a corner. Oh my God. What? Why? I just don't get it. I just don't get why you send Maguire up. He's been caught in possession. Maguire here. It's a 3v3. Watkins up against Lindelof. Shoots wide. They'll score again here, Villa. To be fair, Donny has only come back from injury. Same with Tony, says Hacker. Yeah, well, I think the fact that he's took Martial off when we're 2-1 down means that he knows he needs to protect him for Sunday and that Martial can't play 90 minutes in 3 days. So I think taking Martial off shows that Sunday's the priority, doesn't it? And he probably means that Ronaldo won't play. Ten Hag is quite consistent with that sort of thing, isn't he? You know, he doesn't move on his whole... Oh. Rashford. Goal! 2-2. 2-2. Good work by Rashford. 2-2. Get in. I didn't fancy us to get back into this game, but we've had 4 goals in this second half, and Marcus Rashford makes it 2-2. Villa's defence... doing a good impression of our defence here. I don't know how this happens, but well pounced on by Eriksen. They're playing a weird, lovely header by Rashford. Eriksen, Mings slips, and Rashford battles through and scores. Thank God for crap defending. We've had 4 goals in this game because of it. 20 minutes to go. We're still in it. I thought we'd be out. I thought we would be out at 2-1. I didn't see a way back. So well done for United battling their way back into this. Big shout out to Tyrone Mings. I suppose the debate runs on. Who's better, Mings or Maguire? Not for good reasons. Just keep it in the long ball. Keep it in the long ball. It's catching both these defences out. Ziz thinks we'll still lose. I hope we win. I mean, I think there's a lot of work to do for this team. Both equally as bad, says Lucy. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. United are... it's been a funny old game, but at least we've had 4 goals. Hired a set piece specialist just to play short corners, says Matthias. Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest. Both defences have been absolutely crap. And here's Garnacho. Come on, lads. Show us a bit. Lovely play. Ashley Young just using his experience, but he's kept it. Did Garnacho get picked for the World Cup? Good tackle. Shoot, Rashford. Bruno! Oh, why didn't he cut it back? I agree, Mark. He gave Donny and Tony 60 minutes. Thank you, Hacker. And the only crosses United can do is when walking into a church. Shame about Donny. He has no place here. Let's go. Can't lose to back-to-back to Villa, says Tim. Hi, Mark. We need a Michael Carrick type of midfielder in January, says Pally. Garnacho did not get picked. Okay. I don't know why Bruno shot from there. It was never on. Now, Watkins is coming off here. It's quite good news for us. Set, plan for Tony, 60 minutes. Magaluf is useless. You have to watch the goals back. Posting. Position on both goals is atrocious. McFred, awful as usual, says Seb Watson. Southgate has to be sweating watching Maguire play, says Alex. He'll be a player back 5 though, won't he? Protect him in a back 5. Palestri's going to the World Cup. He can't be bad, says Damon. I'll tell you what, it'd be nice to see Palestri get a bit of game time at the World Cup as well, wouldn't it? Won't get any at United. Why not Mohamed Kudus in January? He plays really well as a false 9. Great natural midfielder as well. Ten Hag knows that he fits the system. We're not going to get anyone else out of Ajax, are we, Prags? We've got to be careful on the break here. Oh, that's going to be a free kick, isn't it? Oh, no, he got the ball. Got the ball. Good tackle. Palestri is on the bench, Johan. Villa defensive line is playing very high, and I think that's our best chance. Just keep hitting it long. Both our goals have come from long balls, haven't they? Ronaldo is ill, yes. 20 minutes to go. Player ratings is open. If you want to start doing it, might be a little bit early. Although you could start ranking some of them who've been subbed off. Villa on the attack again. Nice ball. Bailey does well. Goes for a shot. Not very much power on it. Milo says, Maguire's going to the World Cup, so he must be good, morons. Oh, God. My thing's just gone down there. Welcome to the Members Club, Selvixor. Rusty says, just got out of work. How bad have we been? Second half's been more entertaining. First half was dreadful. 0-0 at half time, but 2-2 after 25 minutes here. We've had some bad transfer activity in terms of young talent, but it'll be an embarrassment if we lose Palestri and he becomes absolute class, says Gabriel. Well, here's Garnacho on the left-hand side with a bit of space. Up against Ashley Young. Rolls it into Rashford. Good play by Rashford. Ball stays in. Villa clear it. McTominay, shoot, Max, shoot. Oh, I was ready to stand up, Scooby-Doo. Fred, nice ball into Alanga. And doesn't keep it in. Straight to penalties if it's a draw. Villa are going to bring on Matty Cash. We're going to bring on Matty Cash for Ashley Young, who's tired out. Ref has been poor this game. Also, given this performance, do we think Maguire has done enough to take Lindelof's spot? Not in my mind, says Brandon. I think the fact that Maguire's playing right-sided centre-back and Lindelof's playing left-sided centre-back probably means that Maguire's playing on Sunday. Lindelof might be playing at right-back. I mean, what is that by Maguire? I mean, again, it's just this obsession with hitting the diagonal pass. And he doesn't even do it well. I don't know. Toss a coin. Toss a coin, Maguire and Lindelof, because ultimately I'll be nervous on Sunday with whoever plays. Rory says, do you bring De Gea on for penalties? That'd be a bit unfair. Lovely play by Garnacho down the left wing. Give him a pass, give him a pass. That's it. Whip it, whip it, whip it. Malacia puts it in. Go on, Bruno! Oh, good save, keeper. Best chance of the game there for Bruno. First trade pass all game. I've counted at least 4, mate. What about the one that went out for a throw to Malacia in the first half? That's definitely 2. Come on, 15 minutes to go. Let's find a way to win it. Ericsson with the cross. It's a good one. Oh, Maguire. He's so good at winning headers from corners, but he couldn't direct it. He needs to put a sat-nav on his forehead. It's a free header and you think, that's your moment, Harry. Get your fingers in your ears. And he heads it straight at the keeper. He's so good in the air from corners, but he can't direct it. He never has been able to. Shoot, Ericsson. Shoot, Bruno. And again. Oh, just wide. Are we going to see the Maguire header? No, we're going to see Bruno's shot instead. Wasn't that far wide. Here's the header. Free header. He's got to score. He's got to score that. Garnacho. Another corner maybe. Alanga. Catch for the keep. Oh, go on. He's dropped it. Still in the box. Malacia. Ericsson. Cross is good. They're under a bit of pressure here. Scooby-Doo. He'll relieve the pressure. Don't worry about that. Good play by Leon Bailey. Oh, lovely play by Leon Bailey. He's gone past 4 players. And now he slips in. Watkins. Terrible play by Watkins. And they were on the break there. The game's opening up with 13 minutes to go. Mings keeps it in from going in behind. Still looking for that long ball in behind to Rashford. It could be probably our best avenue of a winner. The second half's been a lot better than the first, which wasn't hard. We've been behind twice. Stray pass. Garnacho. Bruno all the time in the world. Goal for Manchester United. We said it was probably coming. Bruno's there to put it in. Deflected. But United have hopefully got the winner here late on. Villa have fallen apart since they brought on Mings. And Manchester United may well have the winner here before penalties. Aston Villa down. Are they out? We've got something to hold on to now. Bruno Fernandes makes it 3-2. Villa pissing about at the back. That goalkeeper's no good. Terrible ball. United is swarming. Bruno's got time. Goes for the shot. Deflecting off Mings, who has been, quite honestly, crap. He's definitely won the battle for worst centre-back. Right, 10 minutes to hold on now. Get ourselves in the draw. Bruno makes it 3-2. First time we've led in the game. We've battled. We have battled. I don't think we've played very well, but we have battled. I think a lot of this game has been about bad defences, hasn't it? But 3-2. Digne's on for Villa. They've made all their subs now. Can they get back into it? Manchester United, 10 minutes to go. 3-2 up. 5 goals in this second half after a terribly boring first half. Just defend deep now. I mean, it's just literally do what Ollie used to do now. You've got the lead. Make the line defensive. Drop the defensive line. And hit on the break. Happy days. United says Mings is a prat. I mean, he's cost them 2 goals, Mings, hasn't he? I mean, he's not the only one. Their defence has been crap since they've brought him on, but and you can tell that that's the reserve goalkeeper. But there's still time for Villa to get back and take it to penalties. Hopefully not. Matty Cash crosses it in. Nice little ball by Malacia. That's lovely link-up play between Garnacho and Malacia, and he keeps it in as well. Really good play by Garnacho. Garnacho, still Garnacho! Oh, I thought we were going to see one of them moments there. He went for the shot and it got blocked. Lovely bit of play down the left-hand side. Lots of energy from Garnacho there. That was fantastico from Garnacho. Good to see his pace here as well. His pace and power down that left-hand side. It's good block by Chambers. Vias says he's our future. Casemiro's coming on for the last 10 for Rashford. We're going to park the bus here. Have we played good today, says Seek. Well, I'll let the chat be the describers of that. I don't think we've played particularly well. I don't think Villa have played particularly well. I just think we should be grateful that we've had 5 goals in the second half. I think the defences have been crap for both teams. Yeah, I think it's just been a typical Carabao Cup game where teams are not too sure whether they want to do well in it. Garnacho has been a breath of fresh air since he came on. Also really struggling to see what Alanga offers over Palestri, to be honest. Is Mike, I've completely forgotten that Alanga came on again, to be honest. That first time pass by Garnacho is so easy and effective. How many other players take a touch there? Looks a great player, says Rory. Yeah, I mean, hopefully he's going to start on Sunday. I can't see why you wouldn't start him if you haven't got Anthony or Sancho. Chris probably encapsulates the game quite well. It's been a comedy of errors, low quality football. Yeah, I don't think any of the goals really, you could say, apart from our first one where Delo, but then again, Villa's defensive line is terrible. All 5 goals are just really quite major defensive slip-ups, aren't they? But hopefully bringing Casemiro on now should steady the ship with Eriksen, and we'll just take hold of this game. Kieran says you're cute. Are you staying live for the draw if we win? Well, I'll be live on the match reaction anyway. If you want to do your player ratings, links in the description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. I'm actually looking forward to doing the player ratings because I think there's 1 or 2 players where might be some really big differences on who people go for. I'd certainly be very interested to see, well, I'm not going to say who. There's 4 or 5 players. I'm very interested to see how you rank them because I probably have a different idea, but we'll see. Player ratings, Bobby. Links in the description. Takes you to our website where you mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Put a star next to your man of the match and then just submit it, and then it aggregates all of them. Malasia's played well, I agree. I think Malasia has had a good game. I mean, it's not been a great game, but I don't really think there's been any United player that's had a great game. One stat I did want to have a quick look at, which I think has improved, and I probably do need to give him a bit of a shout out for, and I don't want to be ignorant to it. It was something that I noted from the first half. I just want to make sure in the second half it's carried on. Yeah, McTominay's made 50 passes in this game. He normally averages about 32, so he has got on the ball a lot more today. So acknowledge that, even though I don't think he's played particularly well. Garnacho's gone down now. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. Let's have a look. Seem to get a bit of a kick there. Everyone remember, we need to give this manager time. We need to call out the board when they do or don't, says Sam. Still 5 minutes to go here. Another substitution coming on, Martinez. 5 minutes. Just keep him ticking over for Sunday. Prediction for Fulham, Bob. Depends who's fit. I mean, I don't think Ronaldo's going to play. I don't think Anthony or Sancho are going to play. So that straight away makes you think, you know, can Martial play 90 minutes? You know, whoever plays with Martinez makes me feel nervous. We won't have Delo either. So we have vulnerabilities going to Fulham. I think we've got to win, but Lindelof's coming off for Martinez. Five minutes to go. Ronaldo's ill. Anthony isn't back training yet. And Sancho's ill. So I don't think... Maguire again coming through the back of somebody when he's already on a yellow card. Watkins is moaning about that. I've got to say, that's not a second yellow card for me, but it is... thin ice. I think if Maguire got sent off, he couldn't play on Sunday either. Could he? Needs to be a bit careful there. Can't afford to lose Maguire. No matter what anybody says, we're short at the back with no Delo or Varane. McGinn with the cross to the back post. That goes out for a goal kick. So the draw's straight after this, I think. So we'll be discussing that on the match reaction as well. Martial's got a smile on his face. Luke Shaw, an unused sub. I think I wouldn't. I'd be very happy if we go through. I don't think we can. We can't win everything, and the Carabao Cup would be the one I would want to go out of. But I think it would be too early to basically say no to the Carabao Cup. Play McTominay over Maguire at centre back at this weight, says Brandon. Yeah, I think it'd be a bit too early to go out of the Carabao Cup, because what if Barcelona knock us out of the Europa League? Then we will have plenty of time to go for the Carabao Cup. Lovely play by Eriksen into... Oh, he's hit the Denver bar, McTominay. Lovely hit. Eriksen found him in loads of space. And I tell you what, if that had gone in, that would have been a cracking goal by McTominay. It's a lovely first-time ball by Eriksen. He's got so much time. He hits it well, and he hits the bar. Mings, again, look, hasn't got a bloody clue what he's doing. What a bad centre-back. Why didn't Mings play like this on Sunday? Casemiro and Eriksen have made a big difference. We've got hold of the midfield now. Why haven't they got replay screens at Old Trafford? I don't know, mate. Because it needs renovation, Mark, basically. Lovely play by Delo. Cross comes in. Eriksen. Oh, over the bar. We've had chances to put this really to bed. Clip says, how's it gone? It's been a game of... Every goal's been a defensive error, but... credit to United. We've been behind twice and we've ended up winning. So I wouldn't have been massively disappointed if we'd gone out, but I think it's good to stay in the tournament for now and just see what happens. Man City will obviously be the favourites, but not everyone wants replay screens, by the way. Don't forget, player ratings, links in the video description. Mark every player by out of 10, 6 being the average. We'll go through that on the match reaction. He's adding 4 minutes on. Garnacho's been lively since he came on. That's a lovely ball. And it's a lovely goal! It's a told ya! Scooby-Doo! Get the tartan out! Garnacho! What a ball by Garnacho! And McTominay sticks his studs on the end of the cross. It's 4-2 to Manchester United. McTominay's lying down with everybody on top of him. He's got his eyes closed and he looks really happy. But it's 4-2. It's 4-2 to Manchester United, and we will be going through. I told you the tartan pajamas would be coming out for a reason, and it's a lovely goal. What a ball by Garnacho, though. What a ball by Garnacho, seriously. It's delightful. It's absolutely delightful. I mean, McTominay sticks his foot out well and does a good job, but that is absolutely delightful, that ball by Garnacho. He's a very, very special player, isn't he? Look at the ball. Look at that for a cross. And McTominay just has to stick he studs it in. Yeah, stick your foot out. 4-2 to Manchester United. Scooby-Doo. Lovely assist by Garnacho. Absolutely brilliant ball. Absolutely brilliant ball. Sit down Villa, revenge completed. I'd rather have had the 3 points on Sunday, to be honest. But we're in the draw. Let's be honest, Mings didn't play like this last weekend because he was defending against Ronaldo, says Abby. Oh, crap performance by Mings. I don't think he's very good anyway. But yeah, he was certainly up for it at the weekend, wasn't he? And then down and out today. 1 minute to go. Manchester United into the next round. Apparently, the game is... there is a draw reaction straight after this, which we'll go through into the match reaction. Oh, the referee's having a look at something here. Have a look. Yellow card for Leon Bailey. The future of Manchester United, ladies and gentlemen, is Garnacho, says United Stand fan. Thank you very much. With much talent, how would you manage Garnacho's game time going forward, says Stephen. I think he's doing it the right way. Ronaldo would be pissed that the team is winning without him. He likes when the press are speaking about him, says no. There was a little bit of afters there between Martinez and Bailly, and he got booked. Could have got a red. Is Garnacho going to be our next generational talent, says Pally? I just think chill. I think he's a very good player, but let's chill. Probably could have got a red card there, Bailey. Shouldn't be kicking out. Probably would have got a red card on VAR, actually. I mean, my feeling with VAR is that it's... it's nice to watch a game without VAR, but you do get issues with it. Garnacho carried all the team by his own. He made the difference today. The kid needs to start every game, says Cold Blood. Kiffle, thanks very much for becoming a member. Sue says that McSauce has had a good game. I personally think McTominay's been absolutely average or poor when he was playing holding midfielder, but when he's become more attacking, which is what we say time and time again, when he's got license to get forward, he becomes a better player. I think as a holding midfielder, he's very limited. I think when he's got license to get forwards, he becomes a better player. I've always said with McTominay, stick him in the opposition's box, he's much better than he is near our box. The Butcher's on at the moment. Pat. If you want to get one of these, we do ship them worldwide. Bruno's shot just tipped over the bar. We do ship them worldwide. United Stand Shopify. And that's full time. Manchester United win 4-2. Go into the next round of the draw. Thoroughly deserved in the second half. 6 goals in the second half. Only none in the first half. But comfortable win for Manchester United in the end. Villa just ran out of steam a bit and United kept going. A game full of defensive errors, but was topped off with a fantastic team goal at the end with a lovely ball by Garnacho. Thoroughly deserved that performance from Manchester United. I can't believe somebody just said in the chat, Ronaldo kills the flow. You know what, mate? Whoever said it, and I'm not going to name your name, you need to understand football a bit more. Ronaldo kills the flow. What fucking game have you just watched? What flow are you talking about? Every one of our goals came from defensive errors from long balls, apart from the last one. What flow are you talking about? Because if you think United have just played flowing football, you need to take your blindfold off, mate. That was not flowing football at all. So I don't know what you're bloody talking about. That was a game full of defensive errors. When's the draw? Straight after this. Right, we're going to go straight into the match reaction. We'll cover the draw, why that's on as well. And do your player ratings, links in the video description. And I'll see you over there in a minute.